So, you want to hear a story? Well, have I got one for you?
So I just kind of tip my hat and say howdy, and then just fucking light this guy up.
Oh, that's gonna go up on the echogram later. It's gonna be great.
Well, I mean, as long as we're getting paid, I guess.
Have you tried just making them disappear?
We're starting off with a bang. This is Borderlands.
Xylorgous, a largely unsettled rim world locked in a perpetual eclipse, leaving the world in an ice age-like state. With vast expanses of frozen wastelands in which only uniquely adapted fungi can grow. The surface of the planet is not only covered in ice, but also harbors the mighty remains of Githian, a vault monster whose heart continues to beat even after it has been laid to rest. The vast amount of radiation produced by the body of Githian has permanently altered the local flora and fauna of the land, including those few human civilizations that are stubborn enough to persist. The Dahl Corporation has sent recovery operations to salvage equipment that was abandoned there when a previous research team, led by the Olmsteads, went rogue. Rumor has it they have discovered a new vault deep below the planet's surface, a vault that is said to hold a great and terrible power. The Jacobs Corporation has called on the aid of several vault hunters to attempt to interfere with Dahl's plans. How Jacobs came to know of the vault and its potentially dangerous treasure is unclear, but they are adamant that this technology must not fall into the hands of Dahl, or any megacorporation for that matter. And as we pan down through space to the edge of the Skittermaw Basin, vehicles tear along the surface of the vast frozen lake. And it is here that we begin our tale of Vaults and Villains.
Let's roll initiative. We're starting off with a bang. This is Borderlands.
Yay!
7.
Thing our decks or the vehicles decks?
True, good point. So Kimmy, you don't have to roll initiative, but everyone else will roll initiative using the vehicles deck stat.
Okay.
You are along for the ride with Hal, so.
10.
10. Charles.
18.
Very nice. Duck.
Or 17, sorry, math.
Still good. Still good.
Still better than mine. 14.
Alright, and Charles and Kimmy. So basically, not Charles, Hal and Kimmy. Hal will go first, and then Kimmy will follow. So, as we transfer down to the edge of the Skittermaw Basin, this vast frozen lake with just mountain ranges propping up all around it. 3 bites, and a outrunner speed by, being pursued by some rather crude-looking vehicles. They are outrunners and bikes in their own right, but this looks like they have been very salvaged, and they're like rusted, and certain elements of like bone and wood have been fused into them. as we tear off. Duck, you're going to be the first to act, as you guys are within like 60 feet of your pursuing enemies or hostiles in this fashion. All of you are tightly clustered together. I'm going to say that the Outrunner's in the center with both Charles and Duck on either side, kind of just forming that kind of like quite side-by-side pattern, but almost like a flying V formation, if you will. As your speeds, both in the Outrunner and the bikes, are comparable. And 60 feet behind you, an Outrunner and 3 more bikes are chasing you with these, like, almost blue-skinned humanoids that are donned in, like, furs. These are savages that are chasing you, and these makeshift bikes and vehicles. So, Duck, you have your action. What should you do?
I knew I should have grabbed a spiked strip. Well, I have the minigun, but I assume that can only shoot in front of me.
Unfortunately, yes. They do not have rotational degrees, so if you were going to try to attack, you can use like a piece of tech or fire a weapon, but bear in mind that moving forward as you speed across this frozen lake, that things will be happening at all at once.
I made such a bad choice wanting to pilot. Because I can't really throw any tech, because it would just go very badly. I guess for now, I will use the... Well, not use the booster, but I'll dash.
Alright, so double move action is going to rocket you ahead of the pack. As you guys see Duck looks back and sees these pursuing enemies and floors it, tearing off down the bike. Just make me a tactical maneuver check. So add your dex to a d20, or your vehicle's dex to the d20. Right now you're just looking to beat a 10.
16.
Perfect. As you expertly just kind of tear across, like letting the bike drift a little bit, but still like keeping it on track. And as you're fleeing away, you have just like a strange flashback to the Jacobs estate. It's you and 3 other Vault Hunters that have answered the summons to Jacobs. Both the CEO of Jacobs, Wainwright Jacobs, along with his husband, Sir Hammerlock, are pacing across the Jacobs estate, this large, very ornate, like rustic wooden mansion. And you see Wainwright's discussing the rumors. He's just like, well, yes, it seems that Dahl has unearthed a new vault containing some horrible monster. It's sources have told me that the creature's name is the Gornapalmicon, and I fret to even think about what that could mean. Many vault monsters that we've seen being tangled with are planet eaters. Like, these things are ridiculous. Whatever this power that seems to reside in this vault, that this vault monster is protecting, cannot fall into the hands of Dahl or any mega corporation. And you see Sir Hammerlock steps up and he goes, well, yes, that is exactly the case. So we have called you for here to discuss if we can possibly hire you to go get to the vault and interrupt Dahl's exploits. And as they turn to you, Doc, addressing you in particular, it's like, and of course we'll pay you for your time. Jacobs Corporation is offering $10,000 each, as well as upon completion, we will fit you with some of the best weaponry that Jacobs can offer.
Well, I mean, as long as we're getting paid, I guess. I feel like we could do it. We can do it. Yeah, we can do it. Yeah.
And as the words "we can do it" echo in your brain, you are back driving the bike, being pursued by a horde of savages across a frozen lake, wondering what would have possibly happened if you had just walked away from the Jacobs estate. Brilliant. Moving on, that's Hal. Sorry, not Hal. Going to be first up. The one of these pursuing bikes is going to close the distance, coming up right behind the technical, and with the minigun on the front of the bike, is going to take an attack. That is a 17.
Who are they shooting at?
They are shooting at the Outrunner that Hal is driving.
Oh, the Outrunner. Yeah, the armor class on this bad boy is only a 13.
Alright, yes indeed. So that is going to be 3d10.
Oh, I've got some damage resistances, so I might be okay.
Alright, so that is 15 points of piercing damage, and you have resistance, I believe, to...
Yep, so
Alright.
I take 7.
7, nice. Anytime you have a resistance, you can
Perfect.
subtract 1d4.
Oh, 1d4.
Or sorry, no, 1d4.
Right.
No, you were right, 1d12.
I was doing the D&D thing. I was just having it. All right. I got a 1.
Alright, unfortunately, so that drops you down to a 14. So basically, I will explain real quick the way resistance and vulnerabilities work. It's not half or double anymore, as you have built up systems that can either get more painful as we go or diminish as we go. If you have a resistance to something, you start by rolling 1d12 and subtracting it. If you roll a 12, or if you reduce the damage to 0, the die becomes a 10, and then an 8, and then a 6, and then a 4, and then your resistance is gone as you have blown through whatever you have that is giving you that type of resistance. And you get it back on a long rest when you repair your various equipment and tech to kind of boost that back up.
Interesting. I like it.
And vulnerability works the exact same way, except it goes the other way. So it's a D4, and then as you get more and more damaged by this, you get it becomes extra painful to be subjected to this. So if you are flammable, you start by adding a D4, and then if you roll a 4, D6, roll and 6 to 8 to 10 to 12. That is.
And then you just stay with the 12.
It doesn't go to 20s. It's just 12 is the max, and then it resets during a long rest, so you can apply ointments or repair yourselves or whatever you need to do to bring your vulnerability back to base. Also, everyone has a damage threshold, which means in a single turn, if you're vulnerable to something, if you suffer 15 points of damage in a single turn, you have a chance of suffering a status effect associated with whatever element has struck you. So if you're vulnerable to fire and you take 15 points of fire damage in one go, you have a 1d6 chance if you roll a 6 to suffer the burn status effect. Which usually only lasts for a round, but every time after, until you take a long rest, you are subjected to that possibility. So fun facts, I'm just explaining that. Alright, that is them. The bike moves up, comes right on your ass, Jay, as you see that there is a Frostbiter driving it, and right behind him seems to be what they would call a club whaler. It is this psycho donning the skull of another man they've slain, carrying a big bone axe they fashioned out of a femur with a tusk, and they stand up on the bike like they're about ready to do some shit. But Hal, you're going to be the first to act in this moment.
Now, I have the Afterburner Relic tech. Now, since that lasts 8 hours, would it have stood to reason I would have used it before we left?
I would say that stands to reason, yes.
Sweet. Okay.
Wrong song.
Because I want to do something crazy. Because I have the Afterburner Relic gives me advantage on my piloting checks. So what I want to do is I want to do some friggin' Fast and Furious shit. I want to spin the car around so I'm driving backwards, facing them.
Brilliant. All right, go ahead and give me a tactical maneuver check.
All right. Well, okay. So that would come to... So it's my proficiency plus the vehicle's dexterity, right?
Yes.
So a 28.
Oh, yeah, baby. That'll fucking do it. Expertly, yeah, you full on like pull a 180, driving, like allowing the ice to kind of take the car for a second, and like your front wiggles. But Kimmy, in the driver's seat, you are facing a one-way, and then in a whirlwind, you are now facing right at your pursuing attackers. Moving in reverse, your car will suffer a bit of a penalty to its speed, but you have your do what you want to do. This is fucking ridiculous.
And I go, howdy.
Immediately, you're staring face to face with this gunner and the driver of the bike, and you just kind of like a deer in the headlights.
So does that take my action, or can I fire my machine gun?
I'll allow you to fire the machine gun in this instance. I mean, that was one hell of a piloting check, but you rolled stupid high, so I'll allow you to take
awesome.
it. I set the DC at 20, and you killed it, so.
So I just kind of tip my hat, I say howdy, and then just fucking light this guy up.
Alright, do it up.
Oh, that's disgusting. I got another 28.
Fuck you. Jeez, alright. That definitely hits the bike. Or even on a 28, people on a bike don't really gain that cover, so you don't really have a lot of control over the mounted gun, so I will say you do primarily hit the bike. But for future reference, if you have something with a little bit more precision to it, there is a potential chance to hit a driver.
Oh, gotcha. And do I add my proficiency bonus to the damage, or is it just straight up?
3D. No, it's just a straight 3d10 piercing.
13.
13 points to the bike as you pepper along it. Brilliant. Dope. Anything else for you?
Woo! That's it.
Alright, and your bike continues to move at speed as your slightly reduced speed from performing your maneuver, but you're still like a little bit behind, but you pull away from the bike just a little bit as they like slow down as they're being peppered with gunfire. And you know what? I'm gonna make a dex save for the stupid psycho that stood up on the bike. That's a 12. I set the DC at 10, just for this sake, but so it'll be good. But should this continue to keep up, I won't say that DC will stay the same. But brilliant, Kimmy, as you're whipped around now facing these guys, it's about about like 60-70 feet behind you. The other technical is speeding up on you guys as well as a bike, but there is a bike right on like by the front of this technical now, as you're moving in reverse.
Oh, I'm gonna shoot that guy.
Awesome. So you have two options available. You can use something you have on your person, or you do have the rocket launcher.
I think for the guy up close, I'm gonna try to use my shotgun.
Aww.
Fair enough. Go.
I don't want them exploding next to us. I'm sorry,
I know.
Jake.
I know.
Shotgun with a shotgun.
Yeah, exactly.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hal appreciates it. Jay, the player, wanted to see a motorcycle explode.
19 to hit.
So are you aiming at the bike, or are you trying to get a person on the bike?
I'm aiming at the bike.
The bike. All right, that definitely hits then.
All right, and I just got 1 second here. I need my D10. So that does 15 points of corrosive damage to his motorcycle.
Oh.
Alright, and that is going to...
Probably has a vulnerability to that.
It sure does. So we're going to go ahead and roll another d4. And that explodes. Another d4. Alright, that's 7 additional points of corrosive damage. Woo. Math. Alright, with that, now, since you've done quite a bit of damage to it, I'm going to roll a technical maneuver here, which is a natural 5.
Woo!
I gotta do some quick maths here, because this might be bad. It's 10 plus 13. That's not really good enough. Alright, one more, now a crash saving throw. That is a natural 16, which puts it at a 24. So that's gonna pass. So as you see, this bike is peppered with machine gun blasts and then a shotgun blast. It's oozing with all of this corrosive. The guy like swerves a little bit, and manages to keep himself upright. But the psycho loses his footing before he can do whatever stupid thing he was planning on doing and skips across the ice like a fucking rock on water. You see as you guys are peeling away as this cycle becomes just a dot in the distance, but not getting up from that one.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I reach back for a high five.
Oh yeah. High five.
Bonus action high five. Brilliant. Charles, having witnessed all of this, you see Duck, like another additional 60 feet in front of you, if not more. Well, I mean, for the purpose of using a 5x square map, you guys are moving upwards to 100 miles an hour through this ice, so you're going fast. But up ahead of you is Duck, right, moving just a little bit behind you is Charles and Kimmy, and now in reverse. What are you gonna do?
All right, how many enemies are there? There's at least one guy on a motorcycle and one person in a car?
There are two bikes, one on basically in formation with you. The technical's coming right up the middle, and then you have one bike still on either side. It was 2 in 1, and now it's just 1 in 1.
All right, so there's a dude riding the bike, and I'm gonna use my null ordnance on the guy who's riding the bike in back of me.
Brilliant. Awesome. I love that. Yeah, go ahead. So afterwards, we're going to settle a little bit of a driving check, but first, go ahead and take you're aiming for the guy himself, yes?
I am aiming for the guy himself, not the motorcycle.
Alright.
And that is a natural 20.
Ooh, babe. Alright, yeah, that'll do it.
Alright.
Love to see it.
So that is my first of 3 attacks with my null ordnance.
As a rocket launcher Digistruct wraps around your arm and the pattern null from Atlas, and you just lean back and
Yep.
Watch a smart rocket.
Alright, I am going to do 9 plus 4 is 13 points of damage to this guy.
Ooh. As you smash him, yes.
And then, because of my devastating blast, I knock him back 10 feet.
Alright.
I'm on a motorcycle, and then suddenly, he is 10 feet behind, and I don't know if the motorcycle goes with him. I'm gonna assume not.
I didn't even think of that.
I'm gonna say on a nat 20 I wouldn't even roll this, but I'm gonna give him a chance. If this guy can roll a nat 20, he may be able to somehow save this at some cost. Otherwise, let's see. That is a natural 3. So he tries his damnedest to hold onto the bike as this blast hits him square in the chest. He can't see. He feels like he just got his diaphragm ruptured, but he's holding onto the bike enough so that when he goes, the bike rears up. The bike goes flying up, and he smashes onto the ground and tumbles and rolls. Just a smear of blood across the blue ice.
All right, sexy. I'm gonna try and do the same thing to the other guy now on the motorcycle.
Brilliant.
And that is a 14 plus 9 is 23.
Yeah, I was doing the quick math in my head to see about the angle, but I think you'd be able to hit that. So yeah, that'll definitely hit if you're aiming for the guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm also on a motorcycle, so I can probably swerve over to get, a better angle, if need be.
If you want to move around, around the technical, you certainly can.
Alright.
To get on the side of that guy. Excellent.
Yep. And that is a 2 plus 4 is 6, so that's just 6 damage. But again, it knocks him back 10 feet.
So this one will have a little bit better of a chance of staying on the bike, though the bike, let's see. Alright, so with a 19 he will stay on the bike. Crash saving throw for the bike to make sure he doesn't wipe out after the fact. That is 20, so that's gonna pass with an expert tactical maneuver. So You reach back, fire this guy, it smashes him into him, like the bike like rears up and like kind of goes into like a bit of like a controlled slide, and like by quickly like hitting the brake, he's able to kind of get the ass like back around him and manages to like kind of right it after sliding, losing much of his momentum. So as you guys rocket forward, he is going to drop like another about 60 feet behind you guys.
As he's like doing his slide or whatever, I'm gonna try and hit him again with my third.
Awesome.
With my third fucking rocket. There.
Yeah, take it.
7 plus 9 is 16.
Does
that hit?
16 will.
The bike's AC, I think.
Yeah. It's still like if you're aiming for the guy, that still hits his armor class even with the cover. So you're good.
Although he doesn't get cover when he's on
no cover on the bike, yeah.
No cover on a bike. So I hit him, and that is going to be 10 plus 4 is 14 points of damage.
14, nice.
And he gets blasted back another 10 feet.
With that, he's not able to keep control as he tries to bring the bike back up while sliding after rolling that, like, making that expert tactical maneuver. He's just starting to get up, and you smash him right in the side of the head and send him flying off the bike as the bike just skids forward. That bike is out. Now, I will need you to make a tactical maneuver. As you've been kind of maneuvering and taking multiple shots, this will be high.
Alright, cool. So, this is, again, the bike's dexterity plus my proficiency bonus.
Yep, so you'll add a plus 10 to this.
So I will add a plus 10 to this. So I am at 18.
18? Very close, but I will need you to make a crash saving throw. Again, adding your plus 10.
That is a 20.
Nice. Okay. So you do like start to like skid out a little bit as like you try to like move around the tactical and take your shot. Your bike starts to get a little wonky. You get both shots off, but reaching back, deconstructing your kind of null and grabbing hold of the bike, you like swerve a little bit. You're going to drop a little bit in speed, so you're now going to be a little bit behind the technical, the outrunner with Hal and Kimmy, as the enemy's outrunner now basically moves up beside you.
All right.
And and as you like are sliding out and skidding, again, a flash takes you back. This time on a large spaceship with your 3 crew members here, along with Wainwright Jacobs and Sir Hammerlock. And on this ship, the Celestial Clover, this very like kind of rustic interior of like this spaceship, makes you feel like it's like warm and inviting, though you're deep in the void of space. And Sir Hammerlock is staring out the port window as you see just a vast expanse of nothingness with like little glitters of like light far, far in the distance. And Hammerlock is talking to you, Charles, as he's Xylorgous has a lot of meaning. Me and Wainwright were married on that planet. So I don't like seeing the suffering that has been brought to the planet. Obviously, the planet has always been kind of corrupted by the presence of Githian, but these terrible tribes and cults and warlords, and now Dahl is coming to try to like... It's all too much, and the fact that you will be here to try to help save this special place, it does mean the world to us.
Oh, wait, no, that's wrong character. That's Dirk. What is the voice for Charles?
Oh, it's been a few weeks.
It has been a few weeks.
I forget.
I do too. I remember it was something about magic.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes. Well, I'm glad to be of service to you. Have you tried just making them disappear? And I do like a this thing, and like sparks come out of my hand, and I'm like, that
dear.
always works for me. And when it doesn't, I just make them disappear into the void, and like a tentacle comes out and like pulls an ashtray into like the void.
Yeah, he's just, oh dear, oh my, oh sorry, I've had some problems.
We can make all the warlords disappear. Don't even worry about it.
I love this guy so much.
I've had some issues with tentacles in the past, so you'll have to forgive my startle. No, very.
I can tell you all about the tentacles.
If you could make Dahl disappear, you would be doing the universe a great boon.
Oh, we will make Dahl disappear.
And as you
Just like I made that shitty mechanic that told me that my bike couldn't be fixed disappear.
I just wanted to add something for fun. Like before the flashback comes out, like in the background, I'm like, Duck is like pointing at one of the walls. I'm like, yeah, I picked out that color because it makes you feel warm and inviting while still reminding you you're in the cold vacuum of space.
Brilliant. With that anecdote, you're pulled back as your memories of talking with Sir Hammerlock and your memories of sucking a poor defenseless mechanic through a rift in space, in time and dimensional energies, and you are brought back as your bike is skidding around and you're wondering.
And I look over and there's like the enemy car is like right there on my left.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, as someone wearing like the mask of someone's like upper and lower jaw across their face. They have like kind of like red eyes with like black makeup around them. Their skin is blue as if they somehow survived despite the fact like all of their skin seems frostbitten, but it doesn't seem to affect them in any way. And up above you, the rocket turret points down at a dangerous angle for both you and them.
Shit.
And now it is going to be the Outrunners' turn. As these guys pull up beside you, and that rocket launcher is going to unleash. And I need actually you to make a dexterity saving throw again. The plus 2.
A dex. Oh. This is for me or the
bike.
Or the bike. Okay, that is a 29.
Ooh,
Oh my god.
Nice. So they basically point right down, and a stream of rockets just fire out, and you manage to like floor the bike and like skid it around and just get beyond the range of this this rocket launcher as it peppers the ground with these rockets. One of these frostbiters like just like screaming as like they go to like reload the fucking rocket launcher. As you pull ahead, the car is going to slow to get behind you, and the driver is going to try to fire the minigun on you with a nat 20. Wow.
Oh no.
So that is going to be, let me get my d8s. D8s, right? Yes. So let's see what we got here.
Big old bunch of D8s.
That's 31 points of piercing damage. You can subtract a d12, or I can do it for you.
Alright, I subtracted D. I don't have a D. Yeah, I do have a D12. Subtract 1 D12?
Yep.
From how much was that?
From 31.
From 31. Alright, so 31 minus 8 is 23.
23 points of damage to your bike as this machine gun unloads, and like it's mainly striking off like the metal parts, but it is striking some more key elements as you take that 23 points of damage.
Oh no.
Yep, and then using its movement, it's going to pull up, and it's going to be right behind you, and it's going to try to crash into you. Yeah, so I do need you, as this thing comes up and bumps into your back tire, I need you to make a crash saving throw for me.
Alright. The crash saving throw puts me at 25?
Nice, that'll do it. As this thing comes up and rams you, you are gonna take a bit more damage. This will be bludgeoning damage, so I do believe you can subtract the d12 from this as well. 14.
14 minus 4 is 10.
10, nice. And they are minus the d12. They are actually going to take a little bit more than you. They're going to take 12 points of damage to their car as they slam into the back of your vehicle, but you manage to keep it underneath you as you both at speed, just kind of...
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's going to bring us back up to the top of initiative with Duck.
Ooh. So it's just the Outrunner left, right?
It is just the Outrunner. 2 bikes have been annihilated. We only have the Outrunner left, which is now about, you are the furthest ahead, then the Technical, then then Charles, with the Outrunner right on their ass. So unfortunately, trying to attack in a straight line will be at disadvantage, so try not to hit Charles on the bike, unless you want to maneuver or slow yourself.
Or you can not care about hitting me too, that's fine.
You can take it with disadvantage, that's really cool.
I actually was gonna slow down and try to get behind it.
Alright, so you hit the brakes hard and like skid, and you see Hal like just streams by you. You slow down till you're almost side by side with Charles. You now have very clear shot.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to use the minigun on it.
Awesome. So, alright, so you with that you can actually slow down behind the Technical if you wanted to hit the brakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. So you are behind the 2 Technicals. Charles, the bike, and the Technical, and you.
Disadvantage or no?
Nope, you are perfectly good to go if you're gonna try to move behind the Technical to get a shot with your minigun.
Alright, come on,
It's
Yasha. Fuck. +5. I was aiming for a tire. 14 misses, probably.
Well, a 14 does hit the car. So here's the thing about vehicles. All vehicles have a critical vulnerability. So if you roll a nat 20 against a vehicle, then you can hit.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So, but you still hit the Outrunner.
Cool. Alright. So 3d10. 18 points of damage. Piercing.
Sorry, loud. 3d10 piercing. They are going to go ahead and subtract. They're going to subtract 6 from that.
So 12.
12 damage to the Outrunner. Brilliant. I didn't actually make their tactical maneuver check. Ooh, that's bad. Alright, let's see if you can save. And that's a save. So, during that whole excursion, the thing like fishtails a little on the ice, but all is well. And then, let's see, that bike is trashed, so, actually, I should have done this at initiative count 20. Sorry, death races are fun, but there's a lot of things going on. On initiative count 20, you guys are racing across this frozen lake, but you start heading towards more of a narrow passage. So you guys all kind of like have to get more or less in line. Like the bikes can easily be side by side, but the Outrunner's taking up a lot of space in this. So I do need everyone to make a DC 13 tactical maneuver.
Do I have to too?
Oh, not you, Kimmy. No, just the pilots.
Okay, just making sure.
I'm a 26, so I'm fine.
Yeah, I got a 22.
Nice.
I got a 28 again.
Ooh, baby. All right. I might have to adjust some of these DCs, but we're good. As we
This die
It
keeps
just
going.
rolled really well. Yeah.
Yeah, the ice is not much of an issue for you guys, as you're able to just like dig in and like whip these, like use the drifting to kind of aid you as like you go partially sideways and frontwards, backwards, but you're still moving forward and you're still not colliding with any of these big rocks that jut out from the ice or the mountains that you're now starting to enter the pass through as you're moving in excess of 100 miles an hour at least. Brilliant. So Hal, that is you.
So we're not in the narrow part quite yet, right? It's just narrowing.
Yeah, getting into it. Yes.
Okay. I think I might. So where am I relative to the other vehicles right now?
So this Outrunner has pulled up basically like right on you guys when it so it tried to crash. Sorry, I digress. Charles and then you. So you guys are like basically you're still facing backwards. I imagine you. So you're looking at Hal as like he dedicates his, or Charles when he dedicates his speed to start moving forward, and the Outrunner is like it's like bumper to bumper almost. Like it's Hal. I keep saying this is gonna be a new Dirt and Risk here. Charles is starting to pull away, and the Technical is, I would say, a good 30 feet behind you.
Okay. And then the enemy Outrunner is right behind him, right?
Yes.
And I'm behind them.
Oh,
I'm
and
gonna
yes,
try-
and Duck is behind that Outrunner. Man,
Okay.
my words are broken today.
And we have like comms we're communicating over, right?
Yes.
So I go, watch out, Duck. I'm about to do something a little crazy. I'm going to try to break, and as I'm doing it, I'm going to try to swing my ass end out, so I swing around so that it goes like this, like as they're coming up, I swing around this way, so that I end up facing forward, and I'm going to try to side ram the enemy outrunner.
Ooh, I like that.
I'm going to try to sideswipe them.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a tactical maneuver.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Both dice are natural 2s. For a total of 12.
Alright,
Oh no.
so you have this crazy idea, but you think it just might work. You tell Kimmy to hold on, you whip the wheel, then you start your spin, but the ice, it's just a little uneven at this point. It dips and you over rotate. You can't quite seem to get it. You will, as you start entering this narrowing space, you will collide. Give me a quick crash saving throw to make sure your car doesn't come to a complete stop.
So what do I add up in the crash save?
That is going to be the same. It's the vehicle's dex plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay, do I count this as a vehicle proficiency roll insofar as how the afterburner works?
Good question. Let me double check the afterburner, because honestly I kind of don't have that stored in the memory banks.
I'm just glad you didn't sideswipe me instead.
Yeah, well, if I got double ones, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, that counts as, so you do, with the afterburner in effect, you do.
Oh, any checks or saves. Okay,
Yep.
Right. I somehow, the or saves part was like, my brain blanked to that. So I got 2 2s on that first roll, and then I got 2 8s on the second roll.
Alright, well...
But that's still an 18 total, though.
Alright, 18 managed, so, like, you are gonna take a bit of damage here. Oh, that's a low roll. That's a low roll. And, alright, so you're only gonna take 13 points of damage as you're, like, facing the wrong way. You kind of smash into, like, a rock that spirals you a little bit more out. You don't manage to, like, make your maneuver to hit the car like you want, but you are pretty much right next to the car at this point. As, like, they start to tear off behind you, you, like, spin your tires, get some traction back underneath you, and start to tear off. So, Duck, you just watch as Hal's car spins, hits a wall, collides off, and starts moving again. Now coming up, like, right near you guys.
And was that damage subject to damage reduction?
It is bludgeoning, so yeah, I will say that you can subtract.
And then, so you roll a d12, and then do I roll a d10 now? Does it down step one, or?
Only if you have rolled a 12 or reduced the damage to 0.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Right. Definitely did not reduce it to Z. Wait, how much damage was it again?
That was 13.
Okay. So I reduced it to 2.
Okay.
Nice.
As you, yeah, basically just lost some paint as you, like, scraped along the side of the rock as you managed to gain control.
Nice.
But brilliant. That whole mess and keeping under, I will say that is your action. So if you have a bonus action or if you want to do anything, you're welcome to. Otherwise, you're pretty much, like, moving a little bit slower, but trying to keep pace with Duck in this outrunner.
I use a bonus action to scrape my dignity up off the floor.
All right, brilliant.
Hey, we've got this.
It sucks to be like, here, hold my beer, and then totally dip it.
Kimmy, so either I will say right before all this that you are the pilot, or the not the pilot. You are subject to what the pilot does. So you have a moment right before the spin out starts to happen if you want to try to do something, or you could try to do something after the crash saving throw. So that'll change where you are in perspective to the pursuing vehicle.
I'll wait until after the crash saving throw, I guess, because
Alright.
that puts us closer to the outrunner, right?
It does. So you let out a scream and a gasp as you begin to slide, just barely, like, managing to miss T-boning the side of this fucking rock, as you manage to collect yourself, and now you are, like, a good, like, 15 feet behind the outrunner, just a little bit behind Duck on the bike.
I'm gonna shoot the outrunner with my anarchy.
Brilliant. Go ahead and make your attack roll for that. You're firing at the car itself. You might be able to hit the gunner that's in the rocket launcher seat if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'll try to hit the gunner in the rocket launcher seat. I just have to do a little bit of math real quick.
Alright, he will get partial cover from half his body being, like, in the actual, like, seat of the gunner. Only his, like, head and shoulders pop up. But,
Okay. I got a 17.
17, that will hit even with the half cover.
Yes. Alright, and then that is 1d10. That's 5. So he got 10 points of corrosive damage to his back of face hole.
Alright. 10 points. Alright, this guy is still going to be up. If you want to take your second attack, you certainly can against them or the outrunner.
I would like to do that, yes.
Eat acid.
I thought you were just gonna say eat ass.
32?
Yeah, that definitely hits.
Damn.
Let's see here. And that is 15 more points.
Nice. As the gunner, like, takes these two splashes of just corrosive, you see he, like, begins, like, screaming and trying to pull off his clothes, but he can't quite get them off before he starts to smoke and convulse, and then just collapses on top of his gunner's seat. His body just kind of blowing in the wind as the corrosive substance begins to eat away at his organic material.
It's gonna smell so bad.
Yeah, smoke, black smoke is rising off the body now as like a chimney as this car speeds on. And as you lay that dude to waste, both you and Hal, at the same time, almost like you're sharing a brainwave, are remembering your time you guys spent at the Lodge here in Xylorgous. The Lodge, a sort of hotel where residents can stay. The first floor offers a lot of amenities, such as a full bar, as well as vending machines, new use stations, and the like. It is here that Wainwright and Sir Hammerlock are discussing the plan about how you would take the Skittermaw Basin to the Abweet Frost Mountains and beyond, where you will find Godric's Pass, which would eventually take you to where they know Dahl is set up and where this vault lies, or at least the entrance to this underground kind of lair where this vault resides. Wow, I just realized I've been forgetting something this entire time, but it doesn't matter. We're moving forward. Wainwright is, he's like, yes, and as your guide, which sometimes may not feel like they're present, but trust me, they are very present. If I could please introduce you to Etcher, and you see this lithe-looking woman, like long, slender body, like shaved head, wearing like dark furs and like blue, like heavy blue eyeshadow, like walks in like a bit of a darker complexion to her skin, and she's like, yes, my name is Etcher, and I'm a friend of Sir Hammerlock's. We roll in the same circles. He says that you can aid us in trying to uncover the secrets of this vault, I see.
Oh my god, yeah, totally.
Brilliant. Well, without further ado, I suppose we should be on our way. And you see Wainwright steps in and goes, yes, and here, Hal, he walks up to you and he goes, one of our most loyal sheriff bots that we've constructed. It was a sad day to see you go, but unfortunately after the whole business with the cult and everything, like, the security was not needed, but I'm glad to see that you found your way.
Yeah. I've actually, I at first I felt like an emptiness, and I realized it was just, my subroutines deactivating. But now that I picked up vault hunting, it's felt almost as fulfilling.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that you went through such hard times, but I'm very happy to see where you have landed. Like, I always had faith in our artificial intelligence. I'm glad to see they're proving to be adaptable. And he hands you a small, box-like beacon that just has a single, button that you can, press on it. And this is a fast travel beacon. It's like, now when you are complete in disrupting Dahl and finding out what this vault holds, you can hit this to activate the fast travel beacon. We'll bring you right back here to the lodge. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, so he hands you that, and he goes, well then, be on your way. Etcha will be able to show you the way through the pass. And you guys tear out of the lodge, take the gondola down to the nearby, end of this mountain that the lodge sits on top of, where you seek to find yourself a catch-a-ride station, or build yourself one. In doing so, incurring the attention of the frostbiters. And as Etcher violently just works at trying to get this catch-a-ride up and running, she strokes the bikes and the outrunners, and you hop in and tear off as these savages begin to scream at you, and it's not long before you hear the roar of these blistering, smoking engines that have been crudely fashioned but are carrying them at ridiculous speeds as black smoke trails behind their makeshift boosters. And you come to as you're being chased by these people, and you look up ahead, and at the entrance to this narrowing of the pass, you see Etcher on the bike moving north. Come on, catch up! And,
I would like to give Hal inspiration before we continue to the next person's turn, just so you know.
Nice.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
As you enter into this narrow pass, all kind of falling in line, Hal, Charles, you are at basically the front of the pack. You were keeping pace with the technical. So as you merge, are you going to try to get ahead of the outrunner, or are you going to try to get behind Hal's outrunner?
Me?
Yeah, sorry, Charles. I said Hal. Damn it. So yeah, basically what's happening now is you and Hal are side by side on your bike and outrunner. As this begins to narrow, you can't fit beside the bike. So you need to go ahead of Hal or behind Hal. Yes, I said it right.
I'm going to go ahead of Hal. I've taken some damage, and I'm going to try and put a whole fucking vehicle between me and anything else.
Brilliant. Your precious bike needs protecting. You floor it. Use the dash action to rocket around Hal as Etcher is slowed down on the bike, and you begin to catch up to Etcher to see her moving at half speed, looking behind her, waiting for you guys. And here's where it gets tricky, because technically, Hal, I could say you could move behind Duck if you would like, as you enter this narrowing space. Or you could try to force a crash with this this enemy outrunner if you want to try to ram them.
Yeah. I want to try to, cause am I in front of them right now?
Basically, you were more or less kind of next to Duck, which is just behind this enemy outrunner. So you could pull ahead and try to push that as this narrowing space comes in.
So I'm gonna try to line my ass end up with their front end, and purposefully fishtail into them and try to get them to fly off to the side and crash into something.
All right, Duck, real quick, just make a DC 12 tactical maneuver to see what Hal is doing and adjust accordingly.
Yeah, I'll try to communicate back to him too. I'm gonna try to push them left, and I'm gonna communicate him to go right.
All right.
That's an 8.
An 8? Alright,
yeah.
As Hal, quickly, rushes that into your ear with your comms, you see him just begin to move, and you gotta try to act quick. Make a quick crash saving throw for me as Hal attempts to do this.
Oh boy.
It is.
That's just a
Nothing is actually
regular.
Yeah. So
Okay.
plus your.
Oh.
Yeah.
21.
Nice.
Hey!
So, like,
Yay.
you panic a little bit as Hal begins to move in, and, like, you kind of, like, your bike starts to swerve a little, but you manage to, like, hit the brakes, move back behind out of the way as Hal swipes in. Alright, Hal, I need you and this Outrunner to both make crash saving throws.
Okay. 23.
23, alright, and they rolled a natural 6, which is going to put them at...
Yeah. That right there, so
It's going to make them
have
at
it.
a 14, which is... What'd you roll for your check, brother, saving throw?
23.
Alright, yeah, so basically this is contested, so they're not going to beat that. So you are going to be able to do a fuck ton of damage to them as you attempt to spin them out, which they failed, so they are going to spin, but let me pull up the thing real quick here so I can get the damage just right. There's
Doing like a reverse pit maneuver.
basically, which is brilliant. I just got to get to the crash section here.
Hal, so you're in front of me now, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Just checking.
So I think the order is currently I'm in front of them and you're behind them, right? I
Yeah.
believe.
But
Oh, so we're flanking them, essentially.
Well, basically, so you dropped behind Hal as Hal moved in to try to fish their tire up from underneath them. So
Right.
a lot of things are going to happen now at very, very
Okay.
quickly. But you've managed
Yeah.
to, you've saved yourself from crashing, and I'm just pulling up their crash.
Yeah, my thought was to get you to the opposite side of where I'm pushing them, and then from there you can decide whether you're going to gun ahead of me when we get to the narrow part we have to be in line, or stay in behind me, whichever you wanted to do.
This is a.
In my head, that's what I thought.
So you are going to go ahead and deal 4d10 damage to this thing as it begins to spin out.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's 13, 14, 15, 16, 16.
Alright, 16 points of damage, reduced by the
In case you guys can't tell, I love vehicle combat and I love being the pilot during it.
but brilliant. This technical, with its fail, as you slam into it, you are also going to take that damage, by the way, to your car.
Okay, that's
As you kind of into it, it fishes out. As you're entering this narrow space, it kind of slams off the wall and bounces back. And then all I need last is Duck and Hal to make DC 10 tactical maneuvers as you get around this car as it begins to spin out and smash off the rocks.
Guess how many hit points my Outrider has left right now?
How many?
69.
Nice.
Nice.
I got a 17.
Nice. Pass.
Oh wait, it's a DC what?
10. Just easy.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got it. Yeah, 18.
Just don't roll in that one.
Still rolling out one.
basically, yeah.
That's all you gotta do. But brilliant, as you speed off this bike, or this Outrunner smashes off, the rock spins out, comes to a complete stop as you tear down this pass. You see the pilot, the only one left in this Outrunner, begins like trying to turn the car over and slamming at it like the Outrunner has stalled out as non-functional as you guys tear off. Riding for what feels like a couple of hours down this pass as it opens and narrows repeatedly. Those on the bikes are feeling the bitter colds of this environment. But you continue to push forward. After a couple hours riding the bikes, eventually the pass begins to narrow too much. Snow is starting to collect on the ground, making it very difficult for your vehicles, especially the bikes, to kind of get through. So eventually it does come to a point where you have to dismount your vehicles.
Oh.
So now you guys are on foot and you are trudging through the snow and the ice up the Godric's Pass of this mountain range. Just huge snowy peaks all around you as this creates a natural channel for the cold icy winds to funnel down. You're like shielding your eyes from the snow falling in the skies as you push forward. Etcher leading us. She's got her big fur collar pulled up tight against her face and wearing like that kind of balaclava type mask. She goes, yeah, it should be just like another mile or so up through here, and we'll clear this pass and it will open back up, and from here we should be able to get a good bird's eye view of the kind of terrain that we're going to be moving up on. You guys continue to march. Is there anything you want to try to do while you're marching? Because this is going to be like a good, hours walk in.
I thought I had like some kind of wilderness thing, but I don't. I mean, I have the survival skill, but I thought I had like a tech or something, but I think I'm thinking of a different character.
Very cool. In the distance, every now and then, you hear the odd, howl of what you can only imagine are some predatorial creatures that move around this kind of terrain, specially adapted to the freezing cold and the perpetual eclipse of this place. The sky is you look up, it's just cloudy and snow, but it's never quite daylight here because of the perpetual eclipse. Everything's always kind of shadow, which makes the temperature plummet when there's any kind of cloud coverage in the sky. So it is freezing through here as you guys are moving in. And I just need everyone to just make a con save real quick here as you're trudging through this cold.
Got it.
Oh. That was almost a natural, too.
Oh no.
14.
14, cool.
I only got a 7, but I don't know if this is one of the things that falls under my metal body.
That is a fair point. If it isn't, it probably should be.
Let me double check. And I can certainly understand how cold would affect me, but I don't remember if it specifically said saving throws against the elements or something was a thing.
Don't think it did, but feel free to double check. And Charles, what'd you get?
10.
10? Nice.
Is it nice though? Or is it terrible?
Oh, it's immune to disease and poison, which, duh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then don't require air, food, sleep, water, resistance to fire and slag.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's fine. It makes sense. Cold does affect circuitry and stuff, so that's...
So you rolled a 7?
Yeah.
All right.
I almost took a feat that the one that lets you you pick a stat and then you get proficiency in that saving throw, and I didn't take that one though.
Well, so as you're moving, both Hal and Charles, the cold is something you're not very accustomed to in this in this time. You could feel your movements start to kind of get a little sluggish. You are suffering from a little bit of cold-induced exhaustion. So 1 level. So with that 1 level, I believe your speed is going to be reduced. I believe is the initial phase of exhaustion. So your speed is going to be halved as you're trudging through. Hal, you feel your leg joints stiffening as ice is accumulating on it, and you keep having to stop and kind of brush it off so you don't have that kind of friction impacting. Charles, you're just fucking cold and you don't care for it. So your mood is soured and you're moving, but you're continuing to trudge.
On the plus side, I get to ignore difficult terrain, so it evens out in those instances.
There you go. Yoink. And as you march for the better part of this 45 minutes to an hour, you are climbing up this steeper slope, and you're just trying to catch your breath from the sheer cold wind pumping into your lungs. Hal, not a problem for you. But you guys are moving up this steep kind of hike up this snowy pass until you come to a crest where it levels out, and now you're looking out as like these mountains like begin to kind of just like fall around you, and you're looking out into another frozen plain in front of you as like you're at the top of this crest of this pass, and you can just see for miles, and it's just barren, icy hellscape of this planet Xylorgous. Way off in the distance, you can see what may be trees. How could trees survive in this place? Unclear. Those of you that are a little bit more familiar with Xylorgous, if any of you, would know that these are specially adapted fungi that can grow into tree-like forms that are especially adapted to the sheer cold and lack of light of this planet. These fungal forests spread up here and there. But as you look down off in the distance, you see what appears to be like a small cave. And around the cave, at this distance, you can see like little peppers of like little dots, as if there is some kind of thing happening around this cave. Does anyone have binoculars by chance? Does anyone take that gear?
Oh,
Let me check.
I meant to and I forgot.
Nope.
For the purpose of this, I will say Etcher came prepared and is looking through the binoculars and passes them off to each one of you so that each one of you can see what you're looking at. There is a large cave.
Oh. I have the badass version of binoculars. I have a sniper scope.
True. Aiming down your sniper scope, yeah, you can see there are several like tents. This is basically like a forward operating base. It's very makeshift. They have like some sandbags and like little makeshift like barriers up, but for the most part, it is wildly open. There are several tents, but you can see several personnel kind of moving between tents, and there are these Dahl's security bots, these big clunky kind of like robots, as if like Ripley's mech suit was autonomous.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're just clunking around the perimeter, and what you do see, 2 static defense turrets that have been placed right on like the wall of this cavern, which they have fitted as you like kind of gaze out with your extended viewing devices. There is a blast door that has been installed, like covering this cave, thick steel that has been shut, with 2 central turrets chilling right there.
Bad guys? Bad guys?
Bad guys. This is the Dahl Corporation.
Okay. So I want to do something before we get any closer.
Yep.
I'm going to use my Eddie Tech. And I'm going to do it at... Screw it, we'll do 5th level.
Cool.
So everyone but me gains 20 points to their shield point maximum and current for the next 8 hours.
Nice. What is that tech? Say again.
Eddie, 3 ED1E.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, brilliant. Love it. Awesome. So Etcher like takes a knee and kind of gathers you guys like together and be like, all right, guys, it looks like Dahl, that's where Dahl is. That's the cave that we've been told about. We need to get in there, and somewhere deep underground is the vault. They're already making their moves to try to do whatever purposes they plan on trying to do to gain access to that vault. Unclear how far their operation has come. We don't know really what their vault key is or what it looks like, but assuming that they're down there, they must have some kind of knowledge that we're not privy to. So you guys are the vault hunters. I'm just the guide. So what are you thinking about here? I know. The opposition in front of you are roving security bots, several personnel occupying tents, 2 static defense turrets, and a blast door that seems to operate via some mechanical means. And I'll say, as you guys duck back into the pass a little bit, Etcher uses her skills to get a small fire going, so you guys can kind of sit around the fire and try to warm yourself up a little bit here.
Are we able to determine who/what has shields and doesn't?
Make a tech check.
Oh, well, luck of the die roll. There we go, a 19.
Ooh, there you go. Nice. Yeah, I would say aiming down your scope as everyone kind of huddles around the fire, you kind of stay away just for a moment longer as you like look down your scope and try to get a good view. You can see of the personnel walking around, it seems like you get the feeling that probably the most useful personnel are in the cave. So what's left out here is kind of like grunts, and there's probably some leader. You see like a lot of people moving in and out of this one tent. While you haven't seen who resides permanently in the tent, but you have to assume it's some kind of a commander unit, where these grunts kind of moving to and fro, and moving boxes between like one tent to another, or like to a truck, and checking on various stuff. The grunts probably not shields. If they do, it's probably a standard issue like common light shield. And the robots, the security bots do not operate with shields either. The turrets, on a 19, I'd say you probably get a good read on those as well. These are SAM turrets, which you know of.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're static. They cannot be moved. They're fixed, so they're fixed in place. But they do fire rockets.
Yeah.
And they do not have shields.
Okay, good. All right.
But you just see them just kind of just sweeping back and forth.
All right, because I'm lining up all my options for direct assault, which would, if the turrets or the mechs had shields on them, I wanted to try to take the shields out first.
Fair. No, if you had to guess, looking at this, a lot of it's probably going to be light common shields with a very low capacity, just standard infantry, ordnances, basically. Whoever's in the tent, depending on what station they carry, if they're like a corporal, major, lieutenant, that kind of thing, they may have a higher caliber shield on them. But like I said, most of the important personnel seems like they have gone into the cave.
I don't blame them. It's cold out here.
Cool. So Hal, you return to the group as the fire is now roaring, as people are trying to discuss their options, and you spill that it doesn't look like we have a lot of shields down there, but there are several personnel, robots, the SAM turret, that kind of thing.
Just as an option, would it be possible to sneak by?
I mean, anything's possible. But yeah, if you want to, I guess we can call it an insight check. If you want to roll an insight check, I could lay the odds out a little bit more.
Alright. I have so many pages, it takes me a second to get there. Ooh, I'm good at insight. Okay. I gotta stop saying that because last time I did, I rolled a 2. 21.
Nice. I would say with like the kind of like these personnel moving around probably wouldn't be too hard to sweep by. Security bots are, they're programmed for perception, but they're also kind of dumb. Like their AI is not advanced. So you could probably even like maybe even trick them. But if you get spotted in some degree, the biggest hurdle will be the SAM turret, because you got to figure out a way to get in the door and through the blast shields, and the SAM turret's right there. So the SAM turret will be a little tricky, but everything else seems like it'd probably be pretty doable. I mean, if anybody has like the mass quick change tech or something, then that would make it very easy to kind of like make it look like you're just doll soldiers. But that's basically where the odds lie. Getting past all of the personnel might be like doable within like an easy kind of pass, but the SAM turrets are going to be trouble.
Just as an option, just to have it out there.
Yeah.
Could I do a tech check to check my little Echo Watch thingy to see if any of these people are my fans?
Yeah, that would be a pretty high tech check, but go for it.
Okay, let's see.
'Cause
Let's see.
You're looking at binoculars at people very far in the distance, so a little challenging, but we'll see. Some bullshit happens.
Yeah, that's just an 11. I don't know any of these people.
You very well might. I'm not saying it's a no. I'm just saying, like, these people wear helmets. They're very far away from you. You're staring at them through binoculars. Like, can't really make it out. But again, entirely possible.
So I have Skin of the Ancients, which, if anybody's worried about being blown up by the rocket turrets, I can give them resistance to explosive damage, but it requires concentration, so I can only do that once. I can only do that for one person.
I have it too.
Oh, okay, so there you go. So we have 2 of those we can pass around. And the bummer is a lot of the things I like to use require concentration too.
Yeah, I was typing up my stuff. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, like a lot of my stuff that lets me do extra damage.
All right, so I'm making this note. So yeah, what do you guys want to do? Do you want a full frontal assault? Do you want to try to stealth in until things get bad, if they get bad?
I'm always partial to sneaking, but that's just me.
Yeah. I like sneaking. Hal's not particularly adept at sneaking.
Didn't you put muffled in your armor? I don't know
Yeah,
what
but
exactly that does, but
it just negates the disadvantage I would have for sneaking. Which I thought about leaving. I thought about leaving that on there, but I was like, nah, we do sneak a lot.
I am also not particularly good at sneaking.
I do have a sniper rifle, though.
I was gonna say, one thing that we could do is, if we wanted to sow chaos in there, I guess I'd still need to sneak up. Oh, wait, no. Okay, hang on. So, Cross, I'm sorry, can you please, benevolent GM, paint a word picture of, like, what the area up to the vault looks like?
Yeah, so it's...
Can we see into it at all?
So the cave itself is the blast doors closed on it. That is like a big cave with like metal just kink in front of it. So seeing into the cave, not possible at this moment. Everything else you see, there are like big rock structures that jut out from this plain of barren snow and ice, kind of like rolling. It's like if this was like a rolling plains type situation that is completely iced over with a flash freeze. So there are like hills that kind of you could use as cover as you approach of these rock formations, but seeing into the cave itself, not with these doors shut.
Because I was going to say, I have the ability to teleport me and up to 5 willing creatures up to a mile.
Nice.
As long as I know where it is that I'm teleporting to. So I can't like teleport into the middle of the fucking the vault, obviously.
No.
But
what if I
stay
sent
inside?
what if I sent a peeping Tom drone in?
Peeping Tom drone could be cool.
Because then we would be able to see inside.
Right. Let me check on the peeping Tom here.
Yeah.
But that could be possible. I just don't know if you could share that I mean, you could just at least tell Charles, like, you know, a foot beyond the door, 3 feet beyond the door, that kind of thing. Peeping Tom.
Actually.
Yep.
I've got Sightseer, so I can use the Recon Synth utility skill.
Recon Synth might actually be better suited for this.
Yeah, so I can just do that at will as many times as I want. So
oh shit.
Maybe I just send a Recon Synth in there. And
the only thing is the Recon Synth does operate out to a range of 30 feet. So you would have to get,
oh shit.
You would have to get closer.
Yeah. That is entirely too close.
And solid barriers block the drone's movements, but it can fit through an opening at least 1 inch in diameter, so that you could probably still get it in there if you wanted to. If you guys could get close, like 30 feet, you would pretty much have to be in the forward operating base. But if you could then do it enough so you could see it, you could pull everyone through. You might have to defend yourself while that happens, or you might be able to sneak in undetected and maybe make it work to your benefit, but...
Or I just need to figure out if this works the way that I want it to. Hang on, you guys keep coming up with ideas and stuff. I have a thing that I have to look up.
And you see Etcher is like, yeah, so we don't really know what the cave system looks like. Obviously, it's the big entrance with that blast shield, but beyond that, all we really know is that there are a series of kind of winding tunnels, and somehow it's supposed to go deep underground. I'm not sure exactly how far these like tunnels are going to carry us, but from the words we hear, this vault is supposed to be very deep into the earth of this place.
All right, I've figured out the solution. You can thank me all later. I have the cloaking. So I have the shade. I don't know what's it called.
Oh, the prototype augmentation.
Yeah, I have the shade prototype, which allows me to use the cloaking device utility check at will as much as I want for no cost. So I can cloak my way down there. Once I'm cloaked in there, I can find a spot to hide and then use my recon synth utility thing, make it through, and then stealth my way back, and then we can all teleport down into the fucking thing. How does that sound?
Sounds
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, dope. No,
I was just looking through.
Right. Sorry, what?
I was just looking through my tech and stuff because I have a couple of ones that induce fear and possibly turn people against their comrades and stuff. So I was just like, if shit goes sideways, I can do this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah, I mean, if it comes down to like you, Etcher speaks up and it's like, so yeah, if Charles can get in close undetected, like if it comes down to it, like Kimmy, you can make a distraction and like draw people away so the rest of the party can get close enough. I don't know, how far away does your teleporty thing have to be?
I can go up to a mile with it.
I mean, how does it say how close people have to be around you?
Oh, I'd probably have to stealth my way back. It's going to be too far away. I think it's within 30 feet.
Okay, yeah. I'm just
double checking that right now, but I'm pretty sure it's 30 feet.
So yeah, I mean, if you want Charles to go get a look at where he's going and then come back to you guys, or you guys can all kind of try to sneak up and then be like close that you could just like charge in when he's ready.
Well, I can send the peeping Tom drone up to a mile, if you would prefer to not risk stealthing.
Will you be able to directly show it to me?
That's the thing. I don't think I think you're the only one that can see the peeping Tom.
Because the way Pure Madness works is it allows me to open conduits to other destinations. As an action, I can teleport myself and up to 5 willing creatures that I can see within 30 feet of me. And then we can reappear 1 mile away in a place that I've visited. So...
Oh, so it probably wouldn't work anyway.
So
okay.
I specifically need to have been there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think it would be better if we snuck like closer just in case things go sideways.
Very true.
Yeah.
And we'd be readily available to help out.
There are certain abilities that allow people to see a cloaked target. I'm not saying any of these have those, but I'm saying they might have these. but
Nice.
Etcher speaks up because yeah, I think that would be a solid plan if we all kind of move in but keep our distance to like support as Charles tries to do some recon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know the sad part? I was originally going for a German accent for Etcher, and then I just abandoned it and fell into the Southern accent.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's a Southern German.
Yeah. I realized something fun. I have a class feature, Bottled Courage. So as long as we had enough time between when we started getting like frostbite and now to take a short rest, I can reduce my exhaustion level by 1.
Yeah, I would say a short rest. As you guys kind of sit talking about your plans and like you've done some scouting and some scoping, gone through your tech inventories. I think it's been a good half hour anyway. I'll count that as a short rest if you guys want to.
Sweet.
And Charles, I'll say you can probably. Is it a long rest that cures that?
Yeah, I believe it's a long rest for me.
Yeah.
Alright, so your speed is going to be reduced unless anyone wants to pop a
Minor insta health.
minor insta health, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll do
I was just
that.
gonna say I forgot. I was gonna buy some of those and I forgot.
Alright, Kimmy, if you want to, so Kimmy, you pull out, this hypodermic needle and approach Charles.
Whoa,
Just
get
like
that thing away
stay
from me.
still, stay still.
No,
This
no,
is
no,
gonna
get away
help
from
you.
me. I'm not
You're
consenting.
gonna feel a lot better. It's
No.
fine. It's fine. It's just an insta health. It's just an insta health. It's fine.
And she stabs you in the leg.
She sticks it in me. As
but,
I scream, no, get away from me, I'm not consenting.
but immediately, as you're screaming as it happens, you immediately start to feel like your body warm a little bit, and you.
No, get away from... Oh, no, that actually feels pretty good.
Yeah. See, don't be such a baby. God, Charles.
I'll say Kimmy totally stole a snap, like a selfie as she stuck you with it. So it's just a picture of her like smiling with you, like ah. Like,
Oh, that's gonna go up on the echogram later. It's gonna be great.
brilliant.
That's awesome.
Beautiful.
All right, so exhaustion has been remedied. Etcher puts out the fire. All right, sounds like we have a plan. So let us begin. As you guys start to kind of trape your way through the snow and make your way down the kind of widening pass, moving through the plains, trying to kind of keep a lower profile, moving off to like one side or the other, not marching straight down the middle towards this forward operating base. And you guys, how far back do the rest of the party want to be from Charles?
If I were to say, if I wanted to be, say, about 150 feet away from the turrets, where would that place me?
I would say the forward operating base is about a good 30-foot perimeter around the blast shield. So about 30 feet, you have the security bots kind of sluggishly pacing around. Like halfway point, 15 feet from the edge of the blast doors, that's where the personnel are kind of occupying and moving between tents. They're not out in the open a whole lot. They're like quickly scurrying between tents and trucks, so they don't have to stay out in the cold for super long. But they are like, it is a pretty persistent movement. And then right up against the blast shields, you have the SAM turret. So yeah, so right up against the shields, the turret. 15 feet to the personnel, 15 feet to the outer edge of the forward operating base.
Cool. I'm gonna sneak up until basically until the turrets, the things I'm the most worried about, are just on the outer edge of the short range of my rifle. And that's where I'm gonna stop.
All right, so you take a knee. Get ready to aim up your scopes here as everyone approaches. So, does everyone else want to stay about the 150 feet away from the base? Or, sorry, with the inclusion, 120 feet away from the base?
I don't. I'm gonna be invisible and make my way in.
Alright, so Kimmy and Duck Goose.
God.
Basically, if you want to try and get any closer to 120 feet, it will require a stealth check. 120 feet, I'm going to set as like the outer limit of these things, based on the roaming security bots and their range of field of view.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I don't want to risk it
Alright.
right now.
So you guys all pop and squat right, like by this like little rock formation with Hal, you like popping out with your scope. Charles, you pull up your cloaking device tech, your prototype shade, and you all watch as in a whirl of like this. You tell me. Go ahead. Tell me how you vanish from sight.
Oh, wait, before you do that, real quick. Are you more worried about bullets, or are you more worried about being exploded?
I'm more worried about bullets or being exploded?
Yep.
I feel like I'm equally worried about both of those things. They both result in me dying.
In case things go sideways, I can give you resistance to one of those things. I can give you resistance to regular physical damage or to an elemental damage.
I would say maybe regular physical damage?
That
Alright,
includes piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing.
Yeah, because I think I can do this by touch. Let me just double check that real quick.
Are you doing Skin of the Ancients?
That or Deathless. Deathless
okay.
does bludgeoning, piercing. It's non-explosive bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. Alright, so if you're more worried about getting killed by bullets, I'll use my Deathless artifact on you. So up to an hour, or until I lose concentration, you have resistance to regular bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Beautiful.
I'd also like to give Charles inspiration, so you now have a D10 for inspiration to add to your rolls.
Ooh, a D10.
A roll. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Very nice.
That's pretty fucking sweet, actually. That means I can completely muff it, basically, on a roll, and I gotta get out of jail, maybe free card.
Nice.
Awesome. So go ahead and describe to me how you vanish from sight, just for fun.
I have this idea that, like, I, like, move my hands and do, like, a, like, explosion of fire, which is supposed to, like, which I think canonically is, like, distracting everyone, and it would make me disappear. But then, like, tentacles come out of some eldritch horror dimension and just, like, pop all up around me, and, like, I disappear in, like, this tentacly eldritch horror fucking booth, I guess.
Nice.
And that I'm completely oblivious to. I think it's much more subtle than it is.
At least my hair cannot do that.
Brilliant. And you begin to march. One thing you do notice immediately, as you can no longer see your own physical body. Basically, no one can see you, like, at all, but you can see kind of like a ghostly outline of your form.
Yeah.
But as you look down, you do see prints in the snow.
Oh, shit.
Not saying it's going to be a big thing, but I'm saying it is
It'll
a
be
thing.
fine.
Alright. That's fine. I'm gonna just... Do I notice it? That's for real question.
Go ahead and roll me a perception. We'll see. As long as you beat a 10.
I probably notice it with a natural 15 plus some other stuff to it. Although I am not necessarily the most perceptive individual. My natural 15 is only a 16.
Alright.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try and just sneak my way in there.
Awesome. So I'll say, like, making it past, let me pull up the deets on these security bots, which again are pretty dumb. And with a practically non-existent passive perception score. These security bots are not designed to detect these type of things. So you're able to kind of, like, move to the outer, like, edge, like, as close to the cave as you can get before you start actually moving in, so you can kind of attack it from a sideways angle. You see that there are large, like, sandbags and, like, makeshift, like, kind of barriers that are in place, but they're very broken up. Like, this is a very quick makeshift forward operating base. Like, 3 tents, 1 big tent, 2 small tents, a couple trucks on either side, and these big sandbags kind of make up this. But you're able to kind of scoot in, and once you're inside the actual camp, now I will ask you to make a stealth check with advantage.
Stealth check with advantage. Alright. Okay. Oh, that one's much better. That is a dirty 20.
Nice.
Thank God for the advantage.
Yeah, just moving like through the snow, but you're trying to be as quiet as possible. You're starting to move at like a bit of a slower pace to make sure you don't crunch the snow and ice too much as you're moving. You're able to very easily clear the security bots. The personnel are all moving and are like freezing to death. You can hear them grumbling. It's like, quick, come on, get in the truck. And they hurl a big box into a truck. Be like, all right, back to the tent. Like, these guys are not, even with their heavy Dahl armor, they're not happy about being in this cold. They've apparently been left out here for who knows how long. As you hear them mumbling, it's like, it's like, they said this was only going to be a couple days deployment. Why have we been here for like 2 weeks? It's like, we were just supposed to come and collect abandoned crap. We weren't supposed to be finding a vault. This is not what we said. And the other guy's like, shut up. You don't want to hear the sergeant. Like, want him to hear you. Like, bitching. Like, he'll dock you. Or whatever. And the guy's like, this is stupid. And as you move up, you do see for just a second the SAM turret like pans in your direction, stops for a second, and then pans the other way.
Beautiful.
With a passive perception of 17, this thing doesn't notice any abnormalities with it encroaching. And you are able to get very close to the blast doors. Now, one thing I didn't mention is that the cloaking device is the bottom tier invisibility tech, which I do believe, should you activate another piece of tech, your invisibility will disappear.
Yes, it does.
So
most definitely.
Yeah. If you want to try to like sequester yourself or hide, there are, like I said, little rock formations, sandbags, tents. Like, depending on how close you need to be to this thing, you might be able to take some cover if you wish.
Yeah, so I need to be within 30 feet of the door, but I'd like to, I guess, start by seeing if I can find like a little entrance, a way through this huge fucking vault door.
All right, go ahead and give me a quick investigation check as you kind of move as close to the blast doors as you feel comfortable with that SAM turret swiveling.
That is a natural 20.
Oh boy. So what you see is
it's a natural 20 plus 7.
27, very nice. So yeah, you're able to make out a lot as you like get really close to the, like within like 15 feet of the blast door, and you can see it is metal. It's pried like as close to the edge of this ununiform wall as you can. It doesn't look like much of anything can squeeze itself through any of these openings, except for maybe something that can squeeze through an opening as small as 1 inch, such as your recon synth. But the blast doors are heavy metal. They're completely sealed and locked shut, and there's a panel with like an eye, like like HAL, some artificial intelligence programmed into the blast doors that apparently are what open and close this thing. So it doesn't look like there's a way you're going to be able to get into it as it is.
All right. Well, that sucks.
Although, if you want to roll me another stealth check, I will possibly allow you to get right into the door so you can peer through the like tiny gap between the cave wall and the blast door.
Yeah. Is there anywhere for me to hide nearby?
There are, you can try to hide behind, like, one of these big tents, like, towards the back, where nobody's really going towards, because they pretty much just move in between the tents, like, in and out. So you could try to, that would probably be your best bet.
Alright. I will hide there. Is there anywhere that has, like, maybe some boxes or something that next to the tent?
Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of crates and random ordnance drop boxes, that kind of thing, that they're like currently in the process of like unloading from a truck and taking others that are empty now and loading them into the truck.
All right, I'm gonna go find. Can I find an empty box to hide in?
Yeah. Roll me one more investigation check.
Yeah, it's just a box.
I probably don't find it with a 5.
You quickly, like, just kind of, like, touch, like, there's, like, this stack of boxes behind you, and, like, as you're, like, kind of, like, trying to feel if they're, heavy enough. You do like these crates are the boxes that are full of shit that are being brought out of the truck. On the other side of the tent, just a little bit further away, are what you would assume are the boxes, the empty ones, but they are stacked and they are actively being carried away.
All right.
But there is a big stack of these. It's like 4 boxes deep by like 5 boxes tall. Like, it's big.
All right, I'm just gonna find a quiet corner to go hide in for like 30 seconds.
All right, go ahead and make another stealth with advantage.
With advantage. Thank God for the advantage, because that was that was a natural 4 and a natural 1, so...
All right, well, you are still invisible, and you are moving behind the tent. But for the purposes of losing your cloaking and activating a tech, it might be... Like, activating the tech might be a little auspicious.
Yeah, but the thing is, do I know that I've done a bad job hiding? That is the question.
I mean, you seem like you're pretty solid. You're completely out of view of, like, people moving behind this tent.
Cool. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna. All right. I probably firmly believe this is fine. So I'm gonna use my recon synth utility tech.
Awesome. So you all, as Hal, as you're looking through your scope and you're kind of crowded around, you see like footprints kind of like up and then stop, turn, and now like behind the tent you see whoosh, and a little flash of light and smoke. Charles is ducking behind the tent and activating. As you see, a little recon synth is digistructed and hovers in the air in front of Charles. And as it constructs, you see the recon synth just like beep beep, moves. And from inside the tent, you hear, "What the fuck was that?"
Oh boy.
I'm gonna send the recon synth over to the hole in the door.
Awesome. It moves, like, angles itself, tucks in its, like, little rear spoiler type deal, and slips in. And on your Echo device, rather, you don't have one of the watch ones, but on your Echo device, you see black and white as this robot moves in, and it brightens up because the inside of this tunnel is very dark. But it does get a clear view of what appears to be a large cavern that tapers to a small tunnel that goes out who knows where.
All right. I look around. Is there anything else notable as I spin the drone around? Full 360?
No, the drone can see there is some bits of light that seem to be coming from the tunnel as they move forward, but they assume that most of the light that they expect to use is from when the blast doors open, so there's not light source within this. So as soon as you jump in, it will pretty much be pitch black. But
right.
The drone doesn't, it's just, stalagmites, stalactites, big rock walls.
All right. I'm just gonna abandon the drone at that point. It's done its job. I see what's on the other side.
It deconstructs harmlessly, and at this point you hear the flap of the tent open, and you start to hear footsteps.
I'm going to nope the fuck right out of there. I'm gonna use my stealth ability again, my cloaking device.
All right.
Utility tech.
Reactivate it with a flourish, and tentacles obscure your form until you are completely invisible.
And then I am going to go find a spot to hide in. A different spot to hide in.
All right. As you recloak yourself, as soon as you become invisible, you see what appears to be, to your naked eye, someone in command. A lot of badges across their uniform. They're wearing a hat. They're not wearing the heavy armor of the regular support infantry, but comes around the corner. Make a stealth check. Regular stealth check this time.
What was that, Ari, that you gave me? Was it a D10?
D10.
Yes.
Okay, that's still not great, but that is an 11.
All right, and against the active.
Thank you, Ari.
rolling a natural 14 with a +3 to their wisdom. The sergeant comes around the corner and sees a strange indent, as if someone had been like crouching behind the tent in the snow. Strange indent, and like kind of stares at it for a second, and walks up and touches you. And I'm just gonna make a general insight for this dude, which is a natural 3 plus 3, so for a 6. He's not understanding what he's looking at right now. He's like, just like touching like basically like a little piece of armor you have on your shoulder, so it's like, he's like, fuck? And he's like, guys, what the fuck's happening here? What's going on? And you start to hear more people moving.
I am going to, that's it. Okay, I'm going to do, I've got my thing where I can summon dudes, right?
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna summon a dude behind him.
Alright, the call. Go ahead and you gotta roll a d20.
Alright, and that is a 12. That's the big meaty guy, right?
I think so. I'm gonna get to that and double check real quick here.
I will pull it up also.
Awesome. 11 through 20, you summon one bonded champion. Yes, indeed.
Alright, I summon a bonded champion right behind that guy.
As this dude's like bing bing touching just a pocket of air you can't seem to comprehend, a portal of swirling green energy appears behind him as he like stops and turns around as this enormous tentacled creature steps through. It is bipedal, it is carrying a large meat cleaver in a shield that looks like it's made out of a heart with these tentacles sprouting off from it. Big hooded figure with glowing green eyes and a toothy maw and tentacles kind of wrapped around its form. It steps out and what command do you give this thing?
I'm gonna command it to... So I become visible at this point. I'm gonna command it to...
He's touching you but not looking at you. Like...
I'm going to command it to fuck this guy up.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use my invisibility attack again and nope the fuck right out of there.
Alright.
While this guy solos the entire camp.
So this sergeant, who looks back and sees this horrible creature come out of a portal of sheer eldritch energy, turns and looks at what he's now grabbing hold of as tentacles wrap around you again. Screams back, falls into the back of this guy who's like just like this mountain of a fucking, Game of Thrones mountain man here. Behind him. And he just lets out this scream of sheer horror as you can hear troops now moving in. You hear the big thumps of the Dahl security bots, but you are gone. But go ahead and make an attack with this bonded champion. You may choose to use the bonded axe or the shield slam. Your call.
He's gonna bonded axe this guy.
Awesome.
Because I feel like he's gonna ask him some questions about what he's doing here, and with that, it is plus my charisma modifier, so that is a 19 to hit.
I do believe that is gonna hit this guy. Yep, that's a 16 AC for this dude.
Alright, and that is going to be 7 points of damage.
7, nice. As this axe comes down and cleaves in, as you look back, as you start running, you see like the shimmer of the orb shield take the brunt of that blow. But as this guy is freaking out, he's gonna pull out his gun, take a shot at this guy with a natural 18, which will hit.
Yep.
And he is going to go ahead and deal the 15 points of piercing damage to this guy. Which shouldn't be enough to take him out. It's 5d8 plus 15, so he's still standing as he just takes these slugs to the chest and...
so he's got like another 40 health kicking around.
Nice. As
5d8.
Yes. As you quickly make the 120... 25? Cool.
25 extra health kicking around.
Nice. As you quickly make your way like 120 feet back to your friends, or you call them to you, it's your call.
I'm gonna book it back to them.
Alright, so
they don't get into turret range.
So you take 2 rounds dead sprinting as you hear gunfire erupt. And for the sake of brevity, I'm gonna say that in short order, your bonded champion is laid to rest as 5, including the sergeant, troops begin to open fire on this thing. But you have made it 120 feet away as you see snow in the tracks, Hal. You notice have become making a rapid comeback to you. Hal, you return to the group unscathed.
Charles,
you return to the group unscathed. It's gonna be a bad thing. Why?
I'm gonna look at the group and I'm gonna be like, guys, we need to get out of here right now. I just alerted them to our presence.
You have all
As
heard
it
the
turns out, I'm not very sneaky.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We're teleporting in. Are you guys ready? Okay, I hope you're ready. And then I wave my hands and we all get sucked in by tentacles into an eldritch portal.
Yeah, a swirling green mist of a portal opens up and these tentacles come out, wrap around you guys and rip you through it. As soon as you feel the tug of this thing rip you through the portal, you're suddenly in pitch blackness.
Kimmy vomits.
I take a picture of that for her echogram.
Nice.
Aw, thanks.
Snap a low light pic, which looks like a bit of blackness was just the shine of her tentacly hair and her kind of paler skin, and vomit just. Everyone can see, I think, in dark vision except for Kimmy. So Kimmy, you are effectively blind.
I do have a flashlight, but it might be a bad idea.
It's okay. I'll just hang on to one of your shirts.
Brilliant. So what everyone with dark vision sees, so everyone except Kimmy, you're in this large, 20-foot radius cave that has a tunnel at the back end that starts to snake around to the right.
But there's nobody in here?
Nobody currently in here.
Then I pass Kimmy the flashlight if she wants to use it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Alright, do you use the flashlight?
I suppose so.
Alright, so you take the flashlight, everyone with dark vision for a second is temporarily blinded as the light erupts in this pitch blackness, but your eyes adjust very quickly, and you see the tunnel. There's only one way out, which is shielded by unopened blast doors, and a tunnel moving forward. So, with no other alternatives, you guys push through the tunnels. And as you walk down this kind of winding corridor of this tunnel, eventually it does branch into several different tunnels. And off in the distance, everyone give me a quick perception.
Oh. 13.
Ooh.
Well,
30, 20.
That's fine. 21.
Nice. So Kimmy and Duck.
I know I made it confusing for you. I'm sorry.
It's all good. You guys do make out Kimmy as you move the flashlight against the wall and not down the tunnel because you're a little curious. You do see small amounts of light coming from down one particular passage on the left. Moving a little bit further down that way, you do find that there are kind of mounted lights, the kind with that metal cage around them that they just kind of hang. With wires that have been starting to connect these lights. You can see now there are lights every 100 feet or so. And they're all connected by central wires that are just moving further down this tunnel. As you guys keep moving down, you find that eventually it forks right and then it forks left down these different tunneling paths, but you're following these light sources. Until you hear a crackle of static, and you hear the voice of a Dahl soldier somewhere off around the bend in the distance. Based on sound, probably at least 100 feet away, out of sight. But you do hear, finishing up our sweep of the corridors, checking in, and you're, Roger that, perimeter team. We are beginning our introduction of the vault key to the sigil down here. Be prepared and stand by. And you hear footsteps.
Kill the flashlight! Kill the flashlight!
I'm going to kill the flashlight.
You're in darkness. Well, actually, no, you're not really, because there are lights, but you're in a little pocket of shadow in between the lights, we'll say.
Just in case.
Yes. These lights are dim, so this area is effectively dimly lit, and like you have lights like spaced out every 100 feet, so it's like bright and then dark and then bright. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as you guys move closer, so you're at a spot where you can see there are several different tunnels that you could take. You've been following the lights, and you're pretty certain the Dahl soldiers are coming from the tunnel that has the lights in it. So it's kind of up to you guys if you want to hide or attack or wait this out and see what happens. But they are moving what sounds like in your direction as you hear the footsteps begin growing louder, and you start to see light erupting from down the way where it bends. You can see light growing brighter and brighter.
I think we should hide.
Oh, yeah,
Personally.
they're like little nooks or something.
Yeah, I'm really good at hiding, guys.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd say you can find some, what are they called? Stalactites? Are the ground ones?
I thought it was stalagmites.
Stalagmites are the ground ones. So yeah, you can find some stalagmites like that you can kind of crouch behind. Go ahead and everyone, let's do a group stealth check. Charles, you're welcome to pull any bullshit you want to give them some kind of enhanced effect.
I don't know
17!
what bullshit I can pull.
Like if you wanted to go invisible, I would let you roll with advantage, and that would add to the group stealth check.
Oh,
13.
I'm definitely going invisible.
All right.
100%.
Once again, the magician vanishes.
13.
12.
Oh, crap.
12, a 13, and a 17. And what's your roll, Charles? Roll.
Oh, I got a 16.
16. Okay, awesome. Well, see, that is all but one of you passed, so that is a success on the group stealth check. As you see rounding the corner as you were like hiding behind your stalagmites, Charles, you can just be in the open, completely invisible. But you see two Dahl soldiers like carrying these like walkie-talkies, walking up and being like, "All right, looks like the furthest bend of the lights is coming to a close. We're gonna start looping back over." And you hear, "Roger that." Like, vault key extraction commencing. Stand by. And these guys like stop, look around, turn around, and begin walking back.
Ooh.
There are two Dahl soldiers wearing their typical Dahl heavy armor with helmets, but, you know, low-level infantry here, but...
I don't want to stealth up behind them and attack.
No, I don't. I like make gestures towards you guys. I'm like, do like a...
I just go, yeah.
I do like a pull on my earlobe and like this and like...
We can't see you.
So.
But
Yeah,
I'm
we can.
invisible and you guys can't see me.
Brilliant. Awesome. Well, this is going to be a surprise round since these guys could not recognize anybody was here. So go ahead and let's roll some initiative and see what happens.
Yes.
Aw.
7.
Got a
21.
natty 1.
2 nat ones.
Also,
3
I
nat
got
ones.
21.
Oh, 20.
I got 20.
no. I also got a 21. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So 2 21s and a nat 1.
All
We
right.
all interrupted each other, so it took a second.
All right. Duck and
Oh, I'm sorry. That's an 18. I added the wrong number.
Hey, that's okay.
Dare you.
All right, Charles. As these Dahl soldiers begin to turn around and move down the hallway, you're up, buddy.
I don't have a good melee weapon. Like, there isn't a good way for me to just assassinate these people.
You can hold your action if you want to let somebody else go.
I'm gonna hold my action, yeah. I'm gonna, like... I'm invisible.
I should have handed you mine. I have a great weapon for taking people out, but I'm not good at sneaking. I should have just handed it to you. I have a stun baton.
Oh, that's pretty badass.
Yeah.
I do think that's a martial weapon. I'm not sure the Faustian can wield that martial weapon.
I am certain.
It is a martial weapon.
Awesome. So if you're holding your action, then Duck, you have the first initiative.
I also realized I don't have a melee weapon either, except my claws, which don't do a lot of the damage.
I have spiked brass knuckles.
God. Screw it. I'll take a swipe. Why not?
All right. As you run up and go to attack.
So it's for an unarmed attack. It would be
Since you have the rat feature, it would be, I believe, your strength plus your proficiency. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and change that to the dex since you're a rat, not a not like a saurian. So go ahead and add your dexterity to the attack roll and damage roll in place of strength.
oh, thank God, because my strength is -1.
Yeah, because you're a rat. Rats don't have good strength. I don't know what I was thinking.
So it's a God. Why is math so hard right now? 17.
17 hits.
Cute. For 7 damage.
7 points of damage to these guys. Nice.
Sorry guys, it's my only melee.
Hey, it's okay. Let me pull up the recon squad here. So you're gonna see as soon as you take the swipe, this thing, you feel the initial impact of the kinetic shield as you rip your way through it. Their standard issue light orb shield breaks on this one guy and he's like, oh, what the or whatever, and turns, looks you dead in the eye, and it's like, oh shit! Still surprised. Alright, next up, Kimmy, that's you.
Alright, I'm gonna get up to the other guy and I'm gonna try to punch him in the back of the head with my spike brass knucks. Oops, fuck, where did I... No! Sorry. 20 right away. It tried to hide under my butt. Sorry.
At least it wasn't a D4.
D4 up the butt? Oh no.
Exactly.
So that's a 8. That's not gonna hit. It just
Unfortunately.
does like that Scooby-Doo like whiff and spin.
Yeah. Right. You end up like clocking the same guy that she broke, but you just hit the helmet and you're like boom off the helmet, and he's just trying to collect himself as he scrambles to try to pull out either his walkie-talkie or his sidearm. Yeah, that is that. Anything else from you, Kimmy?
I mean, does the extra attack work on a surprise round, or does it not?
Yeah, it works with the surprise round if you want to take your extra attack feature, sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my extra attack. That's way better. 24 to hit?
24 to hit.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna just like clock the other guy in the back of the head as hard as I can.
Nice, go ahead and roll
And
damage.
those are D6s, correct?
Yes, the spike brass knuckles are 1d6 slashing.
Okay. And
Plus your strength modifier.
okay. So that's 4 points of slashing damage.
Nice, as you like tear through, but you feel the vroom of his shield. Again, light orb shield, still not broken with 4 damage, but that definitely reduces it a lot. All right, Hal, that's you. As you see Duck and Kimmy both go and like clock these guys as they begin to like scramble and reach for their weapons and comms.
All right. So I guess there's no point in trying to sneak up on this guy now. On either of them.
They are, but they are surprised. So anything you have for a surprise condition applies.
Well, that gives you advantage on attacks, right?
Oh, actually, you know what? Everyone should have been rolling with advantage. That is true.
Oops.
While Hal does that, why don't you guys just roll one more die? Or anyone that missed, or not missed, but see if you crit. Let's just see.
Yeah.
Nope.
One of them was a 16, and no, I did not crit.
Alright, roll one more d6 against the guy you missed, as that was my foul. It should have been with advantage because they are surprised.
Yeah, no worries. So that's another 4 points of damage.
Alright, you feel the shield break as you 1-2 that other guy and his shield goes down. Awesome. So Hal, both of these guys, you see their shields break.
Oops.
And you may do what you would like against these two.
I'm going to take a swing at one. I got a 21 to hit.
That hits.
All right. Then
Just
I'm going
for
to...
sake of brevity, these guys have a 12 AC.
Cool.
Nice.
I'm going to use one of the stun charges on here. So, so it does 6 bludgeoning damage and 1 shock damage.
Nice.
And then he has to make a DC 13 con save. I believe it's a con save.
That is a natural 4 for a total of 5.
Hey, stunned for a turn.
So he, as he gets shocked, drops. He managed to get his calm out, and he drops it on the ground as he starts convulsing.
Awesome.
Yep. And if you want to take your second attack, you certainly can. And Charles, before we resume initiative, I'm going to let you burn your held action.
I think.
All right, I am going to hit the dude 3 times with my null ordnance.
All right, fuck it. So Hal, we'll settle yours real quick. Your second attack, as Charles, you struck out your null ordnance.
All right, first one with advantage gets a 25. First one hits.
Yep.
Second one, what'd you say the DC
12.
was? 12? Yeah, second one hits. And third one, I get a nat 20 on.
Ooh.
So.
Oh, okay.
All right. While you start settling your damage for that, Hal, go ahead and roll your last attack.
Wait. I'm gonna put this towards the other one, like the one I didn't just hit.
Awesome.
So that is a dirty 20 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage for that.
So that is the opposite this time, where I do 3 points of bludgeoning damage, but 4 points of shock damage. And then this guy has to make a DC 16 con save to avoid being stunned.
That is a natural 6 plus 1 for a 7.
Awesome.
So both these guys are stunned as you unleash your null ordinances. Feel free to divide them up however you would like.
All right, so first one does 9 plus 4 is 13.
The one that is taking the claw from the rat, from Duck. I shouldn't call you the rat, from Duck, and taking the stun baton. It hits him in his chest. It leaves a nice little cylindrical hole in his chest as it punches straight through. And he drops. And the other guys.
Gross.
All right, so I guess the next two are going to the other guy.
All right.
First one does 9 plus 4 is 11 points of damage.
Ooh, still just barely standing as he blood.
All right, and then the crit is 14 plus another 6 is 20.
Overkill. Tell me how this dude turns into mist.
I'm gonna shoot him in his nads, and he just gets a groin shot and just dies.
You see, both his legs fly off like he was a Ken doll that you pulled the legs off of, and he just and drops. Both those guys.
Now, much like a Ken doll, he does not have junk anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't have much of a lower half anymore. As you see, a little bit of spine dangling through the viscera. And those guys are dead, and you pretty much immediately over the comms here, Recon team, what was that noise? Like all recon teams report in, and you hear like recon team 2, like all clear, 3 all clear, 4 all clear. But there's a comm sitting on the ground next to the bloody remains of these 2 guards.
Yeah, you see me like look down at one, I look down at the other, and then I look up and go, "Oh, I thought that we were gonna, take their uniforms."
Yeah, they are obliterated.
What numbers went off?
So it sounds like there are 4 recon squads. 2, 3, and 4 have all checked in with clear.
Okay, I pick one up and I go, recon team 1, there was a small rock avalanche, but we're clear.
Alright, go ahead and make a deception check.
Okay. This is so stupid.
Actually, you know what? Do it with advantage, because that was a good lie. I like that. Little flavor goes a long way.
Oh, yes. 20 total.
Nice.
Natural 18.
Against the insight check of this guy. Ooh, that was very close. That was a 16. But you hear over the comms like, "Shh, granted, make sure you watch yourself. These caves are unstable. We're getting ready to set the vault key off, so do bear in mind." And over.
After like an uncomfortable pause.
Yeah. Brilliant. Awesome. So you guys have a couple comms as you begin to move through. Also, if you wanted to take them, there's a couple Dahl pistols chilling here if you want to grab those. Those guys had pistols on them. They are
more for selling later.
They are common tier pistols. Yeah, there is a. Where are my commons here? SR. Yeah, there's a couple Shrike pistols which are nice because they're kind of low maintenance weapons, accurate. But you take them, stash them, and begin moving back down the hall. And as you spend the next 20 minutes navigating these corridors, following the lights, you don't encounter any more of the search teams as they're off in other areas, and you're using the comms to kind of keep track. You do hear over the comms, vault key is locked, and we are initiating the boot up sequence. Stand by. And as you get closer and closer, another, 5 minutes later, another one goes off. He goes, "Vault key is stable. Portal is opening." We'll keep walking.
Oh, God.
And as you start to approach a bigger source of light, an opening where it branches out into this large cave system, you hear one last over the comms, "Shh. Guardians present! Guardians present! Alpha team, move! Omega team, through the portal! Let's go! Move out!" And you start to hear
the screaming began.
Screaming, gunfire erupts. No longer concerned that you guys are going to get caught up in this. You do begin to move more quickly through the tunnels. And you make your way into the opening of this cavern where you see Dahl infantry just firing wildly, spraying AR rifles and assault rifles. The same thing, AR and assault rifles. SMGs.
Actually, not what AR stands for.
No, it's not. Automatic rifle, right?
No, it's not automatic rifle. It's automata rifle. It's a brand name.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I learned something. Fair enough. But firing assault rifles and SMGs into the air, and as you make your way into the more open area of this, you see. Well, first of all, let's just go ahead and roll quick perception checks amongst this chaos. We'll see what everyone sees.
Armalite, by the way.
Natural 20.
Armalite.
17.
Nice. 13.
It's my first one so far.
15.
15 and 18? Is that what I heard?
I got an 8.
8. Okay. So Charles, when you enter in, you immediately spot the Guardians. They are these alien, synthetic organisms that, they have, these small heads on these relatively elongated necks. They're bipedal, 2 arms, 2 legs, but they move with such, a grace and precision. They're they're organic, but they're robotic. It's very hard to tell, but these things look insane and intimidating. And as you watch them run up with blades made out of energy, slicing through Dahl soldiers, others flying up into the air and blasting, you see like these just like smaller variations that are so quick it defies logic sometimes. You see the bigger ones capable of flight with wings that are like static. They don't move. What is keeping this thing aloft? Hal and Kimmy, you also make note of the Guardians and you see like the heavy Dahl presence, but it is Duck that spots the large vault which is glowing with a purple energy as it has been opened, and you see the Omega squad of Dahl's research team rush by the Guardians and into the vault. So now you're in this big cavern that's like 120-foot radius, and at the very, like, near the opposite end of where you are is the vault, and you are between a sea of Dahl soldiers and Guardians waging bloody war on one another.
They might not even have to sneak past. We might be able to just, with all the chaos.
There's a lot of distraction running. If you guys want to just charge, you can.
Do it!
Yeah, I think we should probably
Might as well.
run straight for the vault.
Let's fucking go!
Alright. You all, Charles, you good with that too?
Oh yeah.
Alright, you all begin running, and as you're running, you're ducking bullets. Dahl soldiers are like looking and screaming, like, "Intruder, we got a breach!" Like, as he's gutted and his entrails spill out on the ground. As you guys are running, I'm just gonna make a series of quick attacks against you guys. There's a 5 and another 5 and a 19, which 14 and 5. So I think the only one that'll hit will be a 19 on Kimmy.
Yeah, because I have an 18.
Alright. So Kimmy, as you're running by, a Guardian comes and catches you with 9 points of damage. As it slashes wildly at you and goes back to carving up Dahl soldiers. So your shield takes the brunt of that. But you
Everyone,
all...
don't forget about your extra shield. Just
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Awesome.
okay, just making sure.
Yeah, you got that for 8 hours, well within range. But you guys run up, and within short time, you are standing at this gargantuan portal of swirling purple energy. You don't know what's on the other side. What are you gonna do?
He snaps a picture.
Selfie
Somewhere,
with the
Yeah,
somewhere along the way, I'm gonna use my super jump utility because it doesn't require concentration and it lasts a minute, and you never know when you might need big ups.
True that. Awesome. So, are you charging through the portal?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
hell
you,
yeah.
you all dart through the portal. The purple mist obscures your vision for a second, and when you're able to regain it, you are in free fall.
Oh shit.
Thankfully, your gravitational boosters kick in just in time for you to impact a slope, a rock slide. As you hit the rock, you slide. You fall like a good 100 feet before hitting this rock slide, taking no damage thanks to your anti-grav boosters, and you rocket at ridiculous speeds down this rock slide tunnel, eventually emerging out of what appears to be the mouth of this enormous Iridian statue, this alien creation standing tall, holding a staff in its rocky form, and you begin to fall another 60 feet straight down as you see the ground rapidly approaching you, and you hit the ground. When you open your eyes, there's skulls all around you on this ground, a necropolis that you have fallen into. Skulls line the floor, and you look up, there's strange Iridian architecture with these glowing runes and sigils along the ground. Statues erupt, but what you notice most of all is when you stare right down into the center of the skull pit is the Gornapalmicon. A huge, hideous amalgamation of bones and magma, looking like this, as I back it up.
Oh boy.
I got to help design that.
She did. She doesn't know what it does or anything else about it, but this thing.
Nice.
Ain't he cute?
Yes.
Adorable.
Yes, say a word.
the Gornapalmicon, as he, like, helmet and all, bites the head off this dead Dahl soldier. As you see, the other Dahl members of the Omega Squad have been instantly killed, burning and smoldering as this thing, like, swallows the head, helmet, and all of this creature, and turns to look at you and...
Okay, then.
Yeah.
And, yeah, let's go ahead and roll some initiative. Last time. Alright, so Kimmy, you are going to be up first as you pull yourself up. Just so everyone knows, Kimmy is in the pink, Charles, you're the white, Duck is the red, and Hal is blue.
Nice.
40, so that's about 40 feet away. So I'm going to fire off a shot with my Anarchy.
Awesome.
22.
22 hits.
Alright.
This giant ball of bones and magma.
Alrighty. So that is 10 points of corrosive damage.
Nice, as you see the corrosive splashes against the magma, and the magma like hardens temporarily before it kind of dissolves back into the bulk of the magma. And it... Alright, you can go ahead and take your second shot if you would like.
Yes.
Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Alright, so... And the second hit is 23.
That hit.
And that's when I add in one of my D4s, correct?
Nope, it's only when you prematurely reload or kill a target.
Okay.
That's when your stacks begin. Remember, it is for the Anarchy, it is a bonus action reload.
Okay. That is 2 more points of corrosive damage, and I am going to bonus action reload. I'm gonna throw it at that thing.
Alright. You reload your Anarchy, sending it rocketing out towards it. I believe this guy has to make a save, or is it an attack roll for you? It is a dexterity saving throw. 8 plus your accuracy plus your proficiency bonus.
So that is the... I wrote down the DC.
Yeah.
So it's 18.
18, alright. Dex saving throw for the Gornapalmicon. Ooh, it rolls a natural 18.
Ah, damn.
So unfortunately,
Okay.
I believe it will... Yeah, it doesn't take any of the damage as it kind of harmlessly explodes next to it.
Okay.
But you can add 1d4 to your next roll as you stack your Anarchy. Awesome. That is Kimmy. At the end of your turn, the Gornapalmicon is going to use a legendary action to leap 40 feet.
Ugh.
And it is gonna, yep, Hal, unfortunately, the way I placed you guys, you landed the closest. It leaps 25 feet to you, and when it does so, it trails a pool of magma behind it.
Oh, God.
Which burns, roiling through these things. And it has to make a, let's see, how the fiery leap. Oh, wait, that's just a move action for a legendary. Never mind, you don't have to do anything, but it rushes right up to you with its big bound.
I don't like that.
And now it is actually going to be his turn. So it charges Hal. It's going to make 2 attacks as this molten pseudopod of magma and bones juts up from its side. And it is going to be, let's see that. So that's a dirty 20 and a 29 to hit. Dirty 20 and a 29.
Those both hit.
Yep.
My AC is a lot higher now, but it's not that high. My AC is exactly a 20.
Nice. That's awesome, though. That's 19 points of bludgeoning damage. Plus 5 points of fire damage, which you are resistant to, so you can subtract the 1d4 from the 5 points.
Does that... The fire resistance only kicks in if my shield's broken, right?
Correct.
I believe. Yeah. Alright. So... 24 altogether?
Yep. And then for the second attack, you're gonna take
Oh shit!
16 points of bludgeoning damage, and 3
bye bye
points of
shields.
as this thing
So
comes
now
up,
my resistance kicks in because my shield broke.
and just whomps the crap out of you with these two massive.
What was the fire damage?
3 points of fire damage. And
I
if
take nothing, but then that bumps it down to a D10 now.
yes, as the
Nothing from the fire damage. I mean,
yeah,
anyway.
as the magma like kind of sloshes and coats around your metallic body, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna activate one of my very favorite pieces of tech because it uses a bonus action and it does not require concentration.
Noise.
Oh, I don't have control of my guy. I'm gonna activate the Zappy Berserker Rush.
Zappy Berserker Rush. All right. Go ahead and just
Get away from this guy.
give me 1 second here.
Alright,
And you have control of your guy as soon as it saves. There we go.
cool. What are these things?
I was wondering that too.
Good
Yeah.
question. If you want to make a quick investigation check, you are certainly welcome to. I guess at this range it would be perception, actually, unfortunately. But
I'm gonna because with Zappy Berserker Rush I can move where I don't provoke attacks of opportunity.
Zappy Berserker Rush for that.
So I'm gonna go over there and take a quick glance at this thing before I decide what I do next.
All right.
Oh boy, howdy! I almost got a natty 20, natty 19 for a 29 investigation.
Nice. You see, these are strange iridium, they're like iridium, like this precious jewel, but they seem to be funneling some kind of energy. And as you look very closely with your robotic sensors, you can see the faintest bit of some kind of energy trailing from it to the Gornapalmicon.
Ooh, I don't like that. I feel like I should destroy this thing.
If you want to go for it, you certainly can. It does look like the statue and the iridium, you can at least dislodge the iridium, making it probably inert. Something you would collect after the fight, possibly, that could be worth a fair chunk of money and or power some powerful pieces of tech.
Oh yeah, okay. So is that thing 10 feet up from me?
Yes.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Shit. I can almost reach it.
You can certainly shoot it.
Oh, wait a minute. I started here, right? So 10, 15, 20. So what halfway along my running, can I jump? I have my super jump utility
Yeah, with the
active.
super jump, you totally can. Easily.
Awesome. Because it's exactly 35 feet horizontally to get there, and then I can add the jump to get that vertical distance.
Perfect.
Super jump for the win!
You see Hal just sending skulls flying in all directions as he just takes off.
Awesome. Now, does it look like I could dislodge this thing with an action, or do I have to hit it and do damage?
Either one works. Honestly, with your 19 investigation, you could physically try to remove it with a strength check, or you could just deal damage to it.
Would I be able to use athletics?
Yes.
Okay, good, because I'm trained in that. All right. Yeah, I'll try to just rip it out. I might be. I have a pretty good bonus to athletics. I might be able to just rip this thing out. I realize because this thing is half bones and half magma, my pistol that does fire damage probably will be useless. Ooh, 24.
You grab hold of this chunk of iridium, and with a bit of a jolt, you pry it from the hands of this iridium statue. And you see that faint bit of energy dissipate, and you hear the Gornapalmicon as it turns loose.
And that's it. I used the bonus, I used my action, I used my movement. So I'm all done.
Alright, at the end of your turn, it is going to once again chase you.
Wait, no, I do one other thing.
Yep.
I mark it as wanted because that's a free action, and
Wanted.
I have stuff that works defensively against my wanted targets, so that's a very smart thing for me to do.
Alright, it's gonna charge all the way down. You're 10 feet up. This thing is big.
Damn it.
And it
Yeah.
stands, like, not quite looking you eye to eye. You're a little bit taller than it, but it's right there. Alright, after Hal, that's Charles.
Alright. I am going to turn and shoot the other iridium thing.
Awesome. Take your shot. With a pistol or your null ordnance? What are you using?
Null ordnance. Always for null ordnance.
Null ordnance is positive.
Does a 17 hit it?
A 17 of, it does. Yes, it does hit that.
Alright. Do I roll damage against it?
You will roll damage against it, yes indeed.
Alright.
Oops.
That is 9 plus 4 is 13.
13, awesome. You feel like the stone crack under the... Actually, you know what? That's explosive damage, so this thing... add 1d4 to that.
Add 1d4. 13 plus 2 is 15.
15 is what you needed as the stone cracks and the iridium boom, chunks to the ground. The Gornapalmicon screeches and turns back to find the other one now down on the ground. Disconnected.
I just realized something.
Yep.
Zappy Berserker Rush does require concentration. I wrote it incorrectly on my text sheet. I didn't see that. So the unfortunately the deathless artifact ends.
Sorry.
Oh well.
Not only does it fall to the ground, it gets knocked back 10 feet.
Yep. Skitters off. Boom.
I do that. I'm gonna turn around and hit the big chonky guy.
All right.
With my I'm not gonna be able to say that. Gornapalmicon
Gore, Napalm, Icon.
Gornapalmicon?
Gornapalmicon.
Okay.
I
Gornapalmicon.
just fucking got it.
All right. Does a 15 hit its armor class?
Unfortunately, it does not.
How about a 13? Does that hit its armor class?
No, unfortunately, it doesn't. As you see, your rockets just get absorbed by this magma, and then but it doesn't seem to affect it much. Though it is staring at you now, as well as it's like darting between Hal and that. But what else? Bonus action, movement, and what are you doing?
I am going to take my full movement of 15 feet because I am still exhausted.
No, actually, you got.
No, you're not.
You got the.
Oh yeah,
got it removed.
Right, Ari gave me the thing. I'm gonna run 30 feet in the other direction. Fuck this shit.
Yep.
This guy's scary. I don't get paid enough to fuck around with beasts like this.
Am I moving
very
you, or
scary.
are you on roll?
Yes, if you could move me.
Yep, absolutely. So you're gonna move 15 feet or 30 feet away. That will bring you right up to the edge of this side, unless you want to move in some diagonal. You can definitely move right over here.
That is exactly where I want to be.
Awesome. And then at the end of your turn, it's going to use its last legendary action, and it's going to try to pound Hal.
Yep.
That is a plus 11 is 23 to hit.
Yep, that is.
This thing's gonna keep whomping as long as it can. 12 points of bludgeoning and 3 points of fire. I will say with the extra fire damage, reducing it to 0 is pretty easy. So I'm gonna say you don't have to keep reducing your die if you negate that fire damage on this guy.
Okay. So no fire damage.
Awesome. As this thing, just another magma bone pseudopod whomps you again. And then it is Duck.
Ew. I'm gonna use Pandemic. So I need a Constitution save from it, which is probably pretty beefy, but...
Hey, this is a legendary monster, but let us see what it is proficient with.
But it still does half, so...
Yep. Alright, here we go. Roll it. That is a natural 12 plus 10, so for 24. So it will succeed, but take half damage.
4. So 56. Half of 56. 28 corrosive.
28 corrosive. As you once again you throw this grenade into the pile of skulls and corrosive needles out from it and target this thing for 28 points of damage against it. Nice. Dropping it down.
I'm gonna move. See how far can I move? And I will move to about right there. Just to get the fuck away from it.
Nice. Make a perception check real quick before we get out of before we return to the top of initiative.
Natty 19 for I think 23.
Nice. You can see, and you can feel free to alert the others, but you are on the precipice of a deeper pit of these skulls, which you know that you might sink into should you take one more step to your north.
Oh, sick! I'm tiny.
Yeah, indeed. I was trying to get this little thing to pop up, but I'll do that while we move back to the top of initiative with Kimmy.
I'm going to breach over to the upper left there, so I'll be... Yeah, right. I will open a breach to over here. And I'm going to shoot out that other thingy.
Awesome, go ahead and take your shot. Right there. You are right at the precipice of this.
Oh, God.
Ground.
But yeah, I do yell that out. I say, watch out for deeper pits of skulls.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to phrase that.
25 to hit.
A 25 hits, yes indeed.
Awesome. And... yoink. Eight points of corrosive damage to the iridium artifact thingy that is in the thing.
Nice. Go ahead and add 1d4 to that.
Plus another 2, so that's 10 points of damage.
Awesome. It still
In
looks
total.
like it still looks like it's holding pretty well, but it is the corrosive is starting to erode the stone around the gem.
I'm going to take my second shot.
Yep.
Would a 13 hit?
13 doesn't hit, unfortunately.
That's okay.
As it just sprays corrosive and just like gets more under it and over it than actually where it needs to be. I will also say anyone that notices on initiative count 20, these things pulse with energy, and it does seem to affect the flames around the Gornapalmicon build a little higher. But do you want a bonus action reload, or are you done?
I think I'll take a couple steps back before I bonus action reload.
Cool.
So I'll move back to about here and then do it.
Awesome. This thing is static and does not make dexterity saving throw, so go ahead and roll your damage.
So that's 4 more points of corrosive damage.
That will do it. And that stone chink drops to the ground and is no longer functioning.
Awesome.
Awesome. And the Gornapalmicon fucking just, screeches and turns. And since we're in initiative got 20, it is now going to abandon its pursuit of Hal because everyone's fucking shit up and it's getting angry. And it's going to charge its full speed, which isn't a whole heck of a lot. It's going to make it to back over to here as it moves away. You technically are within opportunity strike of that thing, so I'll allow Hal if you want to take a shot against it.
I don't have a melee weapon out.
Oh, and you don't have. I thought you took that feat.
No. I didn't enter that stance. And I switched that up anyway.
Okay. Perfect. So after Kimmy, that's gonna be Hal.
Okay. I'm going to go. So I'm gonna drop that thing I ripped out. I'm gonna just drop it in my pocket. I'm gonna move. I'm moving towards this other. Did someone take this one out?
Not yet.
No.
Okay. So I'm moving towards that. I don't have enough movement to get there, but I'm gonna turn and here's my pencil. I'm gonna turn towards it. I'm gonna activate Showdown. So it makes a Dex saving throw. DC 22.
Against the Gornapalmicon?
Yep.
Alright, Dex is not something it's very good at, being a giant magma slug. So that is going to be a natural 10 for a total of 12. Not gonna do it.
Nice. So it does. Oops, cock die. Oop, come on. So that is 5, 8. 5, 8, 11. So it's 21 piercing damage and 7 explosive damage.
21 piercing and 7 explosive. Nice.
And then I'm going to do my second attack with Hair Trigger. And I'm going to activate the Zappy Berserker Rush. Once during activation, you get advantage on attack and add electricity to it.
Yep.
Shot. Yeah, let me mark off this ammo as I'm shooting it. Oh my god! Both dice are natural 20s.
Oh, wow.
Holy shit.
Double nat 20s. That is insane.
That's awesome.
Is that like a 1 in 400 chance?
Yes. Okay, nope, I'm not rolling that. That's not a part of the damage. So there's a D12, D4. That's piercing, that's the electricity. And it's gonna do this twice. So it's 10 and 7. 10 and 8. So 20. So 30 piercing damage and 15 shock damage.
Ooh, boy. Alright. 20 piercing and 15 shock.
And then that also gives me a boost to my movement, so I can make it the rest of the way to that other crystal, but my action and bonus action are gone, so I can't do anything when I get there.
Nice. Alright, so you nail this thing and it screeches of pain. You see the magma kind of die a little bit in itself, like some of it hardens and crystallizes in it. But brilliant. Not last, Charles. You are up third in initiative.
Sharpshootering it up.
Yeah, basically. I'm gonna try and shoot this guy again. We'll see if any of my attacks hit this time.
Alright.
Does a 21 hit?
21 hits.
Alright. 21 hits for 8 points of damage.
8 points of explosive damage. As this rocket launcher buries into this guy, and he is shoved. I don't think he doesn't have anything that stabilizes him against that, so he is moved back 10 feet.
He gets moved back 10 feet, and then I'm gonna hit him again.
Alright.
For 20, does a 20 hit?
20 hits.
For 11 points of damage.
For 11 explosive, nice. As it roars. It is
And then-
bolstered back by these explosions.
And then 22
22 hits, yes indeed.
for 7 points of damage.
For 7. Awesome. As it is once again shoved back 10 more feet, bringing it back over to the range of this.
Just keep shooting it and pushing it away.
Brilliant. Awesome. Anything else from you?
Nope, that's it.
Alright, and Duck, that's you.
Ooh. I can't imagine this thing's too intelligent, so I'm gonna do a Merv Mind Flayer. So I need an intelligence save.
Alright. Let's see. Intelligence. That is a 17.
Oh, that's my save DC.
Ah.
But it still takes 15, 16, 17 points of cognitive damage.
Nice. Minus 17 cognitive. As it screeches. Uh-huh.
Damn. That sucks. That would have... Go ahead.
I was going to say that one thing I'll say you learn from this, as you see it, the tech trying to take effect, it does power through it, but it also is, it does have an immunity to being frightened or charmed.
It would have given it a 1d6 penalty to attack and ability checks. Yeah.
Sorry, that would have been good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, I can't get close enough to that thing, so I'm just gonna get further away from it over here.
Awesome.
That's all.
And at the end of your turn, it is getting very pissy, but it can't attack any of you, so it's just going to move back up to here. As it drools magma out of its skeleton mouth with horns. Brilliant. That is back up to the top of initiative, and at this point you see a pocket of gas comes through, not affecting any of you, thankfully, because they are pre-placed, and it was here. As a pocket of gas swirls up. Unsure what this is. It probably has something to do with volcanic gas. Probably not the best thing to inhale. But that is that, and then we are back up to the top with Kimmy.
Alright, so I think I'm gonna use the breach tech again to get over to this side here.
I do believe so. Let's just measure that out real quick. Yep, that'll easily get you over there.
And then I'm going to fire a shot at this fucker.
Alright, you have now reloaded twice, so add 2d4 to your...
And I destroyed something. I don't know if that counts as killing it.
It doesn't count as killing it, unfortunately.
Fair.
Good try, though.
Oh, that's cocked. Hang on. 14 to hit?
14 will not
Does
hit.
not hit.
Unfortunately, this thing is big, so the bullets, the corrosive, do kind of slosh off of it, but it's not having the effect you want it to.
Fair. I'm going to take my second shot.
Yep.
And that is a nat 20 for 30. Does a 30 hit?
30, 100% hits. No, you miss it by 2, unfortunately. You have to roll 32 to hit this thing.
Oh no. That is 5 more points of corrosive damage.
That can't be right. And not on a nat 20. You should be rolling 2d10 plus 2d4.
Oh, fuck. Hang on. Ooh.
And then plus your proficiency bonus, so plus 5.
That's... So 15 points of corrosive damage.
Nice. So it eats away. Awesome. Anything else from you?
As a bonus action, I'm going to reload my gun, I guess.
Alright, go ahead and chuck your reload. That'll add another d4.
Alright. So... Yoink. Is he gonna do the DC 18 saving throw?
Oh, yep. That is a natural 1.
Ooh. And that's 10 more points.
Awesome. 10 more points as this erupts in a spray of corrosive goo. Alright, awesome. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Awesome. Now, if anyone had been within 30 feet of the creature at this point, you would have had to make a dexterity saving throw, but I checked and all of you are out of range. You're out of 30 feet of this creature.
That's nice.
Yep. So you see this, it starts to well and bubble, and like fire and noble erupts out from it, sending skulls and bones flying in every direction as it metamorphoses into
Metal.
into its second form, the Gornapalmicon, as like magma melts away from the top half of it and only encompasses the bottom half of it, and flames erupt and more skeletal, bony visages appear through, and it grows to size huge. And,
Oh boy!
Don't like it.
yeah, I know, right? As this thing changes form,
No.
as this massive creature now looms in front of you, as it swells with magma and bones from the pit collect into itself. And it is now going to...
I don't like it!
It slips into the pit and falls 10 feet down, but its huge form just clambers its way back up.
Yeah.
But it is stalled there, but with its second form comes its second round, and it's going to hork up these balls of magma at you, Duck. And that is going to be a 28 and a 24 to hit.
Yep, definitely.
As this thing unleashes 2 balls of molten fire at you. 22 points of damage for the first hit. And 14 points of fire damage for the second hit.
Shield down.
As your shield breaks, as magma slaps around you. But brilliant. And that is going to be the end of his turn.
Oh, right.
Hal, you are up as you watch this gigantic magma skeleton creature grow even bigger and...
We're fine. This is fine.
Hal, you are up here.
I'm going to use my... Oh, right. I can't... Those both require bonus actions. I can't do both. I'm going to activate my painted target tech. And then I'm going to shoot twice. That is 24 to hit.
24 hits, absolutely, yes indeed.
Okay. Well, 2 of my dice are maxed out, and they're the 2 biggest ones. That's fucking perfect. So 35 piercing damage.
Nice.
That D8 goes bye-bye. And then shot number 2. That's so gross. It's got a nat 20.
Wow, nice.
This is gonna be disgusting.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy. Oh shit. Right. I roll an extra die of damage on crits, don't I?
You do.
Yep. I fucking forgot about that. All right. So, well, double the number of dice, but when a ton of them are ones, it's not great. 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So, 29 damage.
Ooh, man. Nice.
Out of a potential like 50, I think. And yeah, so I did not roll well on that crit.
Still though, sharpshooters wreck and face. This thing has been brought low very quickly.
I'm gonna stay right where. Oh, fuck! I forgot the crystal's next to me. I was gonna shit.
That's okay.
I completely forgot about that. Oops. Oh well, that's fine.
Alright, moving from Hal to Charles.
Nice. So I'm right next to a wall, right?
Oh, sorry. One last thing. At the end of Hal's turn, this thing uses a legendary action, and you feel the bones around you start to shimmer and shuffle as these guys, undead, living impaired, skeletal creatures, half devoured, come up made of bone and rotting flesh, and they all enter initiative.
Oh shit. Alright. Alright.
One
This
turn
is
went
what
by
you
that
want
I
to do
didn't
to me,
take damage.
Crouch. My question still stands. This is a ledge around us?
It is a 10-foot high ledge, yes.
Can I try and... Oh, I can't... Yeah, can I try and scramble up that?
Yep, you can either expend, like, 10 feet of movement to climb up it, or you can make an acrobatics check or an air and athletics check to just try to jump up there.
I'll just spend my movement climbing up.
Alright, so you turn, shuffle your way up to 10 feet, and anywhere else you want to go?
Nope. That's basically it. Just, like, yeah, right there. Can I attack the dude immediately to the east of the... Man, I just said it, like, last round. What the hell?
Right here?
It's the Napalmicon?
Gornapalmicon, yes indeed.
Gornapalmicon. Can I kill the little dude that just popped up? That guy?
Yep.
To the east? Yeah.
You sure can.
I'm gonna hit him, hopefully.
Awesome, go ahead. These guys have a much lower AC.
25 to hit the armor class.
25.
I would hope so.
It annihilates this dude.
For 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. You see you immediately blow a limb off from this thing, and it... but it's still standing.
I'm gonna hit it again. 13?
Yes, a 13 will hit. These guys are not
Wow.
armored in any respect.
For 13 points of damage.
And that little guy is blown away as it emerges just long enough to see its remains get blown to pieces. As
Right.
it sinks back into the skeleton formations below it.
Alright, then I'm gonna send my final attack against the Gornapalmicon.
Alright,
For a 22.
22 hits.
For 9 points of damage.
9 points of explosive damage to the Gornapalmicon. You see it's like, a lot of its bones are like cracking and splintering into pieces as its flames like roil around it. Awesome. Is that it for you?
That's it for me.
Alright, Duck, you're up.
So, I'm going to use... let me make sure I have the slots. Yep, okay. I'm going to use Data Scrubber.
Ooh, nice.
And I'm gonna toss it right here. Come on. Sorry. Right here. To get both of these. Oh wait, that guy's dead. So I'm gonna do it right here. To get both of these guys.
Awesome. Data Scrubber.
Dexterity saving throw.
Alright. Let's see. The Gornapalmicon gets a natural 17 for a 19, unfortunately. And the Living Impaired rolls a natural 20. Wow, it's the first net.
Oh boy.
Well, okay.
Sorry.
So, it's okay. So 3 damage.
To each?
Yeah.
Alright.
But, Charles, how are your shields still up?
Yeah, I haven't taken any damage at all yet this fight.
I know you
Oh, okay. Then
further enough away.
I'll do my own shields for 8.
8 points of damage, or 8 points to recharge your shields.
Yeah.
Awesome. Your shields are back up, and they will, now that you've begun recharging, each round that you don't suffer damage, they will continue to recharge by its regular recharge amount.
I'm also gonna move as far away as possible. 5, 10, 15. To here and hopefully not fall in a skull pit.
Nope, you are all set moving that way.
Okay, cool.
Trying to watch your step as you move. Brilliant. On initiative count, 20. Where is it? Yes, got it. Sorry, took me a sec, but I'm here. Come on, work with me. Also, Kimmy, you are up just as soon as this happens. First of all, you see the glowing gem up above, and you see the fire build around the Gornapalmicon. You're unclear what it's doing, but it does appear to be doing something. And you see 2 guardians digistruck on opposite ends of the arena here. Actually, before initial count 20 happens, so technically before they happen. All these guys are going to move. Let's see. This guy's going to move up to here. This guy is going to fall into this pit. This guy is going to charge over here.
Well, now we know where one of the other pits is.
Yep. Yep, there is, in fact, a pit. We'll mark it. Right here. Boom. As that dude trips,
Just missing the pits.
yeah, as that dude trips into the pit, and is going. He's not going to be able to get out of it with what movement he has left. So he falls 10 feet into the pit, and that is that for these guys. I didn't even realize that was there when I moved it. Waka waka. But that's it for these guys. All right, Kimmy, you're up.
Oh, great. Seeing this guy just digistruck next to me, I think I'm gonna finally activate my expendable assets.
Awesome. Expendable assets, and go ahead. You have, that is your bonus action to activate those, so you can go ahead and attack as you would like.
Alright, I'm going to shoot the guardian that just spawned right here.
Awesome, go for it.
Keep smacking my friggin' headset.
Does a 15 hit?
15 hits these guys, yes.
Okay.
These are
This
Elder
one.
Guardians.
And these 3. 11 points of corrosive damage.
Nice, that is actually going to wipe out this little Elder Guardian here. They don't have the highest hit points.
Awesome.
But that dude, as the corrosive damage splashes against him, it and collapses to the ground.
Alright, and I'll have both of my clones try to fire on the Gornapalmicon. I know it'll probably be at disadvantage, but that's okay.
60 feet, yeah, that's gotta be at disadvantage for sure.
Okay. Does the 16 hit?
Not against the Gornapalmicon, unfortunately.
Okay. So that was one of them. And a 13 definitely does not hit the Gornapalmicon.
Unfortunately not, as they blast their plasma beams, but not striking anything. At the end of your turn, the Gornapalmicon is going to use a legendary action to 5, 10, 15, 20, 35, up here. As it makes its way up here. And then it's its turn, where it's going to step right up on you. Charles. And it's going to... it's 13 plus 11. So 23 to hit, or 24 to hit. 10 points of bludgeoning damage, and 4 points of fire damage.
Alright.
You are, as the pseudopod now bigger than it's ever been, slams into you, you feel yourself stuck to the burning magma as it lifts you off the ground. You are grappled by the Gornapalmicon.
Alright. Well, my shields are a little bit worse for wear.
And then it's going to make its second attack against you.
Oh! Okay.
You are grappled, so I believe that means it does have advantage.
Yeah, it does.
And it's going to roll a 23 to hit.
Yep.
Which is going to be 21 bludgeoning damage and 6 fire damage.
Well, I think there go my shields. That's, maybe not so great.
So, as this thing currently has you grappled, I'm just going to mark you with a little yellow dot so you know you were grappled.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
And you're a fleshy guy. That's not good.
Yeah.
Nope, I am. Yeah.
That is. Let me see about this grapple, if there's anything else we need to know about it. But that's going to be the end of its turn. So Hal, that's going to be you.
Okay. Alright, so this is round 2 that I didn't take damage. So I'm gonna do a shield recharge. Oops, another D4. Alright, I got a very good roll. 8, 10. I feel like at a certain point I'm gonna start getting like all fucking nat ones or something. Okay, the first thing I do, I'm going to use my action. I'm going to use athletics to try to yank this crystal out, which is what I meant to do last turn and forgot. Well, that's not a good roll. I'm going to use determination to re-roll that, because that was bad. That is substantially better. 24.
24 hits.
As opposed to an 11. Well, I'm just using athletics to try to yank it out.
Yeah, with the 24, yeah, you're able to wrest this thing free, breaking it. You feel the last bit of energy dissipate. This thing is no longer able to regenerate. Each one of these regenerated 20 hit points on initial count 20.
Holy shit.
Thankfully, you managed to take them all out pretty fast, except for this last
Yeah, when
one.
I saw it glow on the last turn, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a reason I came over here.
Yep. But brilliant. That is done. That part is over. So, anything else from you? What was your action to make that check?
Yep. So I have 2 crystal thingies now. I just drop it in my pocket and then. Yeah, I'd use Showdown, but I need to actually make an attack in order for that to work, so I can't. Yeah, no. Anything else I can do with a bonus action is going to deactivate my painted target, so I don't want to do that.
Alright. So, Charles, thankfully this thing's legendary actions have been spent because it summoned its living impaired and then moved on the second legendary action, so it has no more legendary actions right now. But at the start of your turn, being embroiled in this magma pseudopod, you are going to take 14 points of fire damage.
Oh my god. And then I'm a human, so I'm susceptible to fire damage, am I not?
I did actually roll that already, so that's included in the 14.
Okay.
Okay,
well,
that's good.
Yeah, that's something at least. It could be worse.
And thankfully that so far it does. Actually, that would break your thing. So roll me 1d6 real quicker.
Oh, right. I forgot to...
Okay, where is my d6? Oh yeah, it's for one that I haven't had to roll tonight. So it's still in its little carrying case. That's gonna be a 2.
Alright, so you're good. It's only if you had rolled a 6, you would have ignited on fire, but you're good currently.
Alright, well, silver linings, I guess. Can I ungrapple myself?
Yes you can. You have to make a strength or dexterity saving throw. You can make an athletics or a acrobatics check.
Are you sure I can't talk my way out of it?
As this thing snarls magma.
Oh, yeah, no, I got a nat 1. How does my situation get worse?
As you feel yourself sink a little, more encompassed by this magma, I will, technically that would be an action to try to escape the grapple, but for the sake of this, I will allow you to make an attack, but it will be at disadvantage.
Fit on it.
Instead of an attack, can I use my, excuse me, while I look up the technical, my untold horror, to turn my hands into Prometheum Cybernetics utility tech?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I get, weird, eldritch claws instead of hands?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, cool. So that would be my action, I guess, and I get to do stuff with that maybe next turn.
Let's see, it's got no more legendary action, so we're moving on to Duck. As you see Charles in some pretty imminent danger.
How far away from me is he? Way too far. Shoot.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't mind me, I'm just plotting.
Yep.
Plotting, planning, possibly even scheming.
Absolutely.
I'll just toss a light frag grenade at the one below me.
Awesome. As you chuck the thing, go ahead and blight frag. I think that's a save.
Yeah, dexterity.
Oh, natural 4. Not gonna cut it.
Yep, I'll just do it in... for 8 damage.
8. Nice. As you see, this thing explodes with radiation energy, and this thing is coated in like this radioactive goo. Still standing though.
Oh, shoot. I will risk the oppie and...
Oh, he's like 10 feet below you. Like, you're good.
No, I know, I'm gonna run past him though.
Oh, gotcha.
This is really stupid. I'm gonna go right here.
Alright.
No, run past the guy by the wall.
Yeah.
Alright,
Gotcha.
quick opportunity attack. You ran by the one in the pit, correct?
No, the one by the wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so he's just gonna get a flat roll then, which is a 13. Not gonna
Miss.
as it reaches out at you. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Alright, now these guys are gonna go. Hal, Kimmy, you're in the clear at the moment. This thing's gonna charge up here, but see the Gornapalmicon is completely encompassed that. And instead is going to instead turn, burn some more of its movement, jump down here. This guy's gonna claw its way out of the pit and make it to there. That other one's dead, and the Guardian, which also has a lower initiative than them, but you guys all kind of clustered together, and this thing's just rolling a little bit lower, is going to move and jump down here. So you're just going to get 2 quick attack against you.
Oh.
One is 15 to hit, and the other is much less.
Both miss.
Alright, as these things begin trying to claw at you and like... but that's gonna... And then Hal, 1 attack against you. That is also a 15 to hit.
Miss! Woo!
Nice, so none of these guys are able to attack. And then that's bringing it up to the top of initiative. You guys are all out of the bones, so you get to... Except for Hal, but you're... except for Duck, but you're not actually anywhere near him. You see from certain points, I don't have tokens for these, but here and down below, 4 geysers of flames erupt through the ground, but misses all of you. And then, Kimmy, your turn.
Alright, so I'm going to take a dash action.
Action dash.
And
Oh, I didn't get hit, so I get some shields back too.
60 feet, so that
Yes.
brings me over here, I think. Am I able to go under this thing, or is that part of the floor?
Nope, that is the statue that you guys fell out of. So it is like this looming monster statue. You're able to kind of walk through it. Yes.
Okay, and I'm going to bonus action bring one of my little dudes over here. 10, 15, 20. And I'm going to action surge, because that's the mercenary thing. I'm going to fire off a shot at the Gornapalmicon.
Nice. Go ahead and go and hit the Gornapalmicon.
21.
21 hits. Yes.
Yes. Okay. 14 points of corrosive damage.
Nice. As it coats this thing again in corrosive slime. Alright, take your second attack.
Can do.
This thing,
25 to hit.
25 hits. Yes, this thing's getting pretty.
14 more points of corrosive damage.
Ooh, this thing's looking messed up. And no longer healing on every initiative count 20. Brilliant. Alright, is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Alright.
But I'm also gonna instruct my clones to fire at him.
Awesome. Also, your clones can never be more than 30 feet away from you, so this guy bamps down here.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. I wasn't entirely sure how to broach that.
Yep. Your clones are always within 30 feet of you, and if they ever are more than that, they deconstruct and reconstruct within 30 feet of you.
Okay, awesome.
Brilliant.
Alright, so I'm going for the blue clone first, so she doesn't have the disadvantage, correct?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. So she got a nat 1.
Oh,
Yeah, unfortunately that is going to wildly miss, and for the sake of it, I'm going to say it it spazzes for a sec, and then Digichuck's like back right next to you as it like reboots itself.
Okay. And the other one would have disadvantage?
Yep. Wow.
Correct.
Actually, I don't even know if that one can even attack from where it is against the Gornapalmicon. No, 60 feet. Actually, that's just within range, so yeah, go for it.
Okay. The other one is a 2, so that one doesn't hit either.
Alright, they both take shots. Can't quite get it done, but they're trying their best. At the end of your turn, the Gornapalmicon is going to carry Charles as he falls back in, standing right next to Hal, as he's got Charles grasped. But then it's his turn, and you know what happens at his turn? It's good for you, Charles. You are no longer grappled.
Is it because I'm dead?
No, that would be funny, but no. What you guys see is you guys have dealt a significant amount of damage to it, to the point where it morphs again.
Oh,
into
God.
its final form. As all the magma melts from its body and flames erupt from its back, forming these flaming wings. As it
oh boy.
takes off in the air, and you, like, all the magma melts away from you, Charles, as you plummet back into the skulls here. But yeah, that's what happens there, and it becomes the final form of the Gornapalmicon, this flying skeletal creature. And using its final form, let's see here, gains a flying speed. And it's going to lash out and attack both both Charles and Duck. That is, 25 to hit on Charles.
Yep.
And 27 to hit on Duck.
Yep.
Duck, you're gonna catch the fireballs.
Oh no.
Yep, which is 11 points of fire damage, low roll. And
Is that with vulnerability or no?
nope, not until your shield breaks.
Oh, right.
And Charles, I'm doing that all the time now. Charles, you're gonna take 17 points of bludgeoning damage and 3 points of fire damage as this thing rakes out with it out. Instead of a pseudopod, it's his claws, but they slash through you. Should be slashing damage. But 17
Alright,
slashing and 3 fire.
3 fire. Okay, cool. I mean, not cool, but, whatever.
Roll me 1d6 for me, if you wouldn't mind, Charles.
That is a 1.
1. All right.
No.
Nope. You're still good. It's got to be a 6.
Okay.
You are not burning.
That's good.
Yeah. And now this thing begins to move with kind of erratic speed as it's flying in the air, hovering. And that's going to be Hal. You're up now.
Okie dokie. I'm going to use a bonus action to activate Showdown. So, because that requires a dexterity saving throw by the target and not an attack roll, it doesn't matter that there's a guy standing next to me.
That's a natural 5.
Natural 5. Oh, I love to hear that. Oh, nice big rolls too. I like seeing that too. All right, so we have, boy, 35 piercing damage, and 7 explosive damage.
For a total of 42 against the Gornapalmicon, you said?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's... Ooh, yeah, you can see this thing drops almost to the ground before it manages to lift itself back up. It's so close.
And then for my second attack, I'm gonna use my I'm gonna use an interact. I'm gonna let go of the stock of the rifle and whip the companion out to shoot the guy that's right in front of me.
Awesome, go ahead and hit that.
Oh boy,
These
13.
guys have no AC, trust me. 13,
Oh,
that hits.
so 13.
These
awesome.
are just big bony men that are like, like...
And this guy is not my wanted target, nor is it my painted target, so I'm not going to do nearly as much damage to this guy, but it is going to be fire damage in case they are vulnerable to it.
They are?
Perfect. So we got 8. So 8. So with the vulnerability included, 16 fire damage.
It catches on fire, falls to the ground, writhing before it stills. These things have 15 hit points, just so you know.
Hey!
Brilliant.
Perfect.
Awesome. Are you moving anywhere, Hal?
Nope, just gonna hang right where I am.
Alright. At this point, it is actually going to use its new ability. It's unlocked the Flash Fire. As it is going to move with unprovoked speed as it rockets over to the middle of the arena, and unfortunately I need a dex save from Hal and Duck.
From Hal and Duck or Charles?
Or Charles and Duck.
Roll 20.
God, why am I so dramatic and stupid? Ugh.
What kind of a saving throw was it?
A dexterity saving throw.
Natural 20. Oops, sorry.
Alright, you pass. Hal, you are going to take 10 points of fire damage. Charles, again, why? Yes, Charles. Charles.
You haven't gotten my name right all session.
I don't know what my problem is, really. I think it's because, like, Hal's name is right above yours in initiative, so I'm like, I don't know, my brain is broken. I'm broken. Hi.
Well,
Both names have H, A, and L in it, so I think that might be part of it.
Well, you know what's funny? Like when I have that issue, I use the utility to just write on the friggin' map. I just write whatever it is I need to remember. I do it all the time because I forget. What I do is I forget bonuses and penalties things have. So I write them right on the friggin' map to remind me, and then I just, if that character moves, I just click it and move it with them.
All right. Awesome. So Charles, it is now your turn.
Well, I was gonna go invisible and nope right the fuck out of there, but it looks like the guy who I was gonna nope away from noped away from me.
Yep.
Well, that being the case, then there's only one other thing for me to do.
Pattern.
I'm gonna I'm gonna do something different.
Ooh.
I'd still get out of there regardless of what you do.
I mean, yeah. So I'm gonna go like 10 feet to the west, which involves me making a climb.
Yep.
So I'm definitely doing that.
Alright, so you expend your 10 feet of movement to climb up and another 10 feet to get there, or 5 feet to get there. So you're good?
And then I'm gonna turn around and I'll be like, yo bitch, you ready for some pain?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm looking for the name of it. I am going to whip out my potent quickie.
Ooh,
and I'm gonna have a real potent quickie with this guy.
Yeah, you are.
I have to make an attack right now, and then it does the damage next turn, right?
I am pulling it up as we speak.
It doesn't matter, Cross.
Okay.
I rolled a 1.
Oh.
Does it blow up in my face?
Let's see. I'm gonna make a quick luck check Ooh, that's a 19. Yes, unfortunately, it does misfire.
Am I? What am I taking for damage? Is it like did I just attack myself?
You know what? For the sake of it, I'm gonna say the misfire isn't as bad as it could be.
So it's not a full 3d10 to my face.
Nope. Instead, it's gonna backfire for 1d10, which I rolled low on, so you're gonna take 3 points of explosive damage.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad.
As it just kind of misfires and in your hand, and it just like you drop to the ground, it deconstructs.
Yeah, that is very embarrassing. That's what I get for trying to branch out and do something different.
Hey, sometimes the dice just don't have it. You have been you have spent the last round soaking in magma, so.
I swear this has never happened to me before.
Wiki. Awesome. At the end of your turn, this thing is going to flee a little bit further, using its movement. Let's see how far it can get here. All the way over.
No.
All the way over the house. As it flies away from the people that have done people that have been up close and personal with it, but now it's going to go after the person that's done significant damage to it.
That makes sense.
But that's its legendary action, and Duck, that's you.
I will do Invigoration at 3rd level on Charles.
Nice. You pull out the invigoration artifact, and you see energy tethers all the way over to Charles. Charles, you start to feel invigorated. Like, you start to feel like some of your wounds are easing up on you, the burns are lessening.
For 11 points of health.
11 hit points to you.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
That will stay there.
Cool. Stay there.
Yeah.
Awesome. At the end of your turn, Charles, you're going to get a mighty attack against you. Ooh, a natural 1. As it tries to reach up, but all the damage is taken, its wings aren't working as well as it would like, and it kind of hits the ground and then claws its way back up to you, but not going to be able to hit you. And then all these guys, let's see, they're going to swarm on Duck. Bing, and anybody else kicking around? Nope, all on Duck. Cool. 3 attacks against Duck.
That didn't move.
A nat 1 just trips over the rocks, stumbles into the thing, falls prone. That's a 19 to hit.
Yep.
And, a 21 to hit.
Definitely.
Alright, I need you to make 2 Constitution saving throws for me, as you take 5 points of piercing damage and 6 points of piercing damage, for a total of 11 piercing damage.
Alright, let me do the damage really quick. Alright, shields are still up, but barely. And for Constitution, 1 is an 11, and 1 is an 18.
Both pass. You are not,
wow.
You are yeah. It was a DC 10. These guys aren't super strong, but you would have not been able to heal.
Oh shit!
All right, awesome. That's the end of all these guys' turns. Back up to initiative count 20. This vaporous gas is going to stop spewing, and another one's going to pop up over here. But not near enough to anybody. You got to be really in the pit for this. Awesome. That's going to be Kimmy.
Alright, I'm going to move 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to move over here, and I'm going to, as a bonus action, redestruct this one. And then I'm going to fire on this guy.
Yep, go for it.
Alright.
These guys, I'll tell you now, for the expediency of this, these guys have a DC of 8.
Okay.
Yeah, these guys are big squishies.
Well, I got a 22.
That hits.
So, and that guy takes 15 points of corrosive damage.
That guy drops like a sack of bricks. Dead.
Hells yeah.
As corrosive slime just eats away at it till it dissolves into near nothingness.
And is Duck short enough for me to shoot over him at this guy?
With disadvantage, you could take a shot if you wanted to.
Does the 22 hit?
Yes.
Sorry, I just wanted to be a smartass for like 1 second.
Just 1 second? Ari, aren't you like a smartass all day long?
Listen, you little motherfucker.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
13.
It's so aggressive.
So that is 17 points of corrosive damage to our friend on the left.
As you see, Duck, you see a spray of corrosive projectiles streak over your head and nail this living impaired, reducing him down to just gooey paste. Alright, anything else from you, Kimmy?
Nope, that'll do it, but I am going to have Red Dot shoot at the Guardian.
Alright,
No teammate left behind. So, 13?
13 hits, yes.
And the Guardian takes 5 points of shock damage.
Which it is vulnerable to. So, go ahead and add a d4 to that.
Nice.
And that's 1 more point.
Alright, as it shorts out, but still up. Awesome. At the end of your turn, Hal, you're going to get a swipe taken against you for a 25 to hit.
That is.
And you're going to take 6, 11, 13 points of slashing damage and 8 points of fire damage. And then it's
13 and 8?
Yep.
Oh.
And then it is the Gornapalmicon's turn, so you're going to get 2 more attacks against you. 19 to hit and 26 to hit.
So the 19 misses, actually.
Alright, as you duck out of the way of one of its mighty claws, but you are going to take another 8 points of slashing damage and 9 points of fire damage.
So my shields are gone again.
I didn't want to interrupt. After Kimmy takes out those 2, I just turn around and go, amazing, thank you!
Yeah. And it was 8 fire, so I take 7 of that.
Alright, brilliant. And then it is your turn.
I'm still fine. This is still fine. Oh yeah, concentration checks. So wanted goes down, and painted target goes down. That's fine. All right, so I'll re-up wanted.
All right.
I will. Nope, that's fine. That's fine. We got this. We got this. I'm gonna use my last first level tech slot to activate Zappy Berserker Rush.
Nice.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I go there. I turn around. I shoot. I'm gonna activate the Zappy Berserker Rush electric shot. For a 22 to hit.
That hits. I'm telling you right now, I'm just going to give you a heads up. Like, if you manage to get any more than 30 points of damage, this might be it.
Ooh, that's a possibility. If I roll really high, I can do that.
As this thing is like torquing up like flame and magma and is like barely managing to stay in the air.
Alright, so we got 18, 19. So 29 piercing damage and 3 electrical damage.
Yes!
Minus its resistance to non-explosive bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. Let's see if it rolls a 2 or lower on this bad boy. If I can get my fucking D12 out.
And I have another shot, so.
All right, let's see what happens. All it's gonna do is, where's the fuck is my D12? There it is.
Oh, I don't have another shot because I'm out of it.
Minus 2 points. What does that bring the total to?
So that was, what was it? So that brings it to 30 exactly.
31, I think. Because it was 29 and 3, right?
With just enough damage.
Yeah, so minus 2 is 30 damage, yeah.
With just enough damage, this thing clashes into the skulls, begins wildly clawing away, trying to move itself, and its flames begin rumbling. You see the skeletal parts start to break and flake and turn to dust around it. And let me see, is anybody within...
And in case it explodes, when I take that shot, it lets me, Zappy Berserker Rush lets me add another 30 feet to my movement.
Ooh, that might actually save you from this, because anything within 60 feet, where are you? You are
just within 60. That's fine. If it's fire, I'm resistant to it.
Nobody else is actually within range. As it erupts, as it perishes in a huge explosion of fire, Hal, you're right at the precipice of it. I do need you to make
a
dexterity saving throw.
So the funny thing is
selfie during the explosion, just like
ordinarily, I know in this case it wouldn't help me. Ordinarily, I have an ability that lets me, as an immediate interrupt, shoot them. And if I hit, then my saving throw automatically succeeds. But I feel like it's blowing up. I don't think that's going to do anything else anyway.
Not this time.
As
it is already dead. There's nothing left to shoot at this point. As the last bits
plus I'm out of bullets. That's okay though. I got a 21 total. That's not bad.
21 passes, so you are only gonna take 17 points of fire damage as this thing.
15. Woo!
Alright, 15 points of fire damage to you, and this beast is destroyed. As suddenly a calm silence falls over the arena. And you guys take a deep breath, collect the shards of iridium, and you go up to the remains of this creature and you find a single stone that appears like black tinted glass with swirling green energies inside of it. If you look deeply inside of it, you can almost make out little motes of light as if there was a nebula residing in this tiny shard of some crystal with constantly orbiting each other like they're in dance. You pocket that, you pocket the iridium, you hit the fast travel, a portal opens, you're digistructed away, finding yourself back in the relative safety of the lodge.
We all take a selfie inside of the vault first.
Yes. You all grab a nice selfie right before you activate the fast travel station. Wainwright and Sir Hammerlock are startled when you appear, like, oh, how'd it go? As he looks at your burned and smoldering bodies, and they just kind of look at you. And as the camera pans back away, this is where we end our tale of Vaults and Villains.
Were they making out as we came in?
Yes. They were in the throes of passion. Not in the throes, but they were sitting very snugly, trying to listen in on what was happening.
Yeah.
And now that you have saved Xylorgous from Dahl and removed the shard, out of the back of the arena, before we end actually, you see a Iridian step through the door of the lodge and greet you. This is the Watcher.
Ooh.
The Watcher, you all kind of jump on guard as the Watcher steps through the gate, steps through the doors of the lodge, but you find that he approaches you, bowing his head. The Watcher thanks you.
Thank you, mighty Vault Hunters. You have saved the universe from impending catastrophe. But unfortunately, even as we speak, more darkness is brewing just over the horizon.
And that is where we end our tale of Vaults and Villains.
Nice.
OMG, we really just did that.
It immediately